Naruto, starting the live broadcast to the ninja world. Hello again, dear adventurers of the multiverse. Thanks for joining us once more on this epic journey. Remember, this story is pure science fiction from our wild imagination, so don't go trying to summon dragons in your backyard. The rights of this amazing novel belong entirely to its original author, we are only the narrators. Do you want more adventures? Show some love to our YouTube channel with a subscription and a like. And if you'd like to support us and access extra content, we are now on Ko-Fi with open arms. Chapter 126 Dubbing Version. When Madara saw the look on Hashirame's face as he looked at his corpse on the screen, a complex look flashed in his eyes. I guess Hashirama must have been feeling very painful at that time, right? After a moment, he seemed to have thought of something, frowned and said, "Is this the end? Why hasn't the infinite Tsukuyomi been exposed yet?" It's not that he really wants others to recognize him, it's just that too many things happen because of the live broadcast. This will cause Obito's plans to be hindered at every turn, so he needed someone to support and approve the Moon Eye project. There are many people in the ninja world who have experienced grief. The cause of grief is nothing more than loss, but the infinite Tsukuyomi can make people possess it. Madara murmured, as long as the infinite Tsukuyomi can be performed successfully, Naruto will have parents in the illusion world, Rin will be resurrected, all the tragedies will no longer exist. At that time, Naruto, as the savior, will not stand in front of me, but stand by me and help me realize the moon dream together, he said firmly. Hashirama, your path is wrong. The other side. Tobirama was thoughtful. Is Madara's purpose the same as Indra's? If this is true, then he has let go of many of his prejudices against Madara. I never thought someone like you would sacrifice so much for the peace of the ninja world. In his eyes, the path chosen by Indra was not completely wrong, it was just a little extreme. The path taken by the ancestor Azura is completely different from that taken by the ancestor Azura. The starting point of both of them is for peace in the ninja world. Since Madara inherited Indra's will, everything makes sense. And Madara's attack on Konoha was not inexplicable after all. This has become the obsession of Indra's lineage over the past few decades. Ben has been sticking to this ideal, and his stubbornness is almost comparable to that of his elder brother. Lower right corner of the screen. Qiu Li looked at the next Naruto and Sasuke video, hesitated for a moment, and then went to find the ending of Hashirama and Madara first. This was the last conversation between Madara and Hashirama before his death. He has always disliked things that have no beginning or end, like when a novel he has been following for a long time suddenly stops updating the last part about Madara and Hashirama. He just happened to have one in his favorites. Thinking of this, the corners of his lips curled up slightly. Qiu Li clicked on the favorites, swiped down, and clicked on a video. After seeing this scene, Dabe showed a strange smile on his face. This is a video that can make its host laugh. The most touching conversation between Madara and Hashirama, dubbed version, Ninja World Pure Land. Madara was stunned. The most touching conversation between me and Hashirama. When did this happen? Could it be the future? Madara shuddered. Could it be that his touching conversation with Hashirama in the future means that Hashirama understands his philosophy? Madara perked up. Hashirama wiped the wet corners of his eyes with his fingers. Did Madara and I have any touching conversations? Why can't I remember it? Tobirama narrowed his eyes. Another thing that happens in the future. Tobirama couldn't help but sigh in his heart. The bond between these two people cannot be severed even if one of them dies in the ninja world. Someone wiped tears with his sleeve. Touching dialogue. I just cried once because I understood Madara's loneliness and Hashirama's pain. You won't make me cry again, will you? On screen, the resurrected Hashirama walked towards Madara, who was lying on the ground. After seeing this scene, many people in the ninja world understood. It's what's going to happen in the future. At what point in time did this happen? How strange. It should have happened before he was defeated by Naruto and Sasuke. After this, Madara's strength should have skyrocketed. Why does Madara look like he's dying? Was he defeated? Could it be that after being defeated by Naruto and Sasuke, he returned to his previous state? On screen, when the dying Madara heard footsteps approaching, a very soft and cute little lolly voice with a very nasal tone came out of his mouth. Hashirama, Ninja World, Moon PFFT, Pure Land Spot, Hashirama, Izuna, Puff. At this moment, even someone as serious as Tobirama couldn't hold back his expression and laughed out loud. But the next scene in the video successfully made his smile freeze for a moment. On screen, a very sexy and lazy queen voice came out from Hashirama's mouth. The aggrieved little lolly voice sounded from Madara's mouth. You and I are the same, we both want it. Pure Land. Tobirama, whose face was originally a little stiff, could no longer hold back and burst into laughter. Hashirama's face turned red. This His voice is pretty nice. Madara clenched his fists tightly, his whole body trembling with anger. And his chest heaving violently, his face turned blue and red. Why do these people from another world always like to make fun of me? Veins popped out of his forehead as he asked angrily. How can it be touching to speak in such a tone? How can he face people after he is resurrected? Uchiha Tajima, thousand-handed Buddha. Uzumaki Miro pursed her lips hard, but she couldn't suppress the smile at the corner of her mouth. Rain Country. The corners of Pain's mouth twitched wildly. Zayan's shoulders were shaking. The nine-tailed fox in the sealed space laughed wildly and slapped the ground hard. Ho-ha-ho-ha. Senju Hoshirama. Uchiha Madara. You have come to this day too. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Cough cough cough. Cough cough. Sarutobi Hiruzen started coughing violently due to being choked by the smoke. Shikaku grinned and said, I finally understand why that little beast has such a strange smile on his face. On screen the sexy and mature Hashirama said in a comforting tone, how can it be so easy? We can only do so much in our own lifetime, so we must entrust it to others, and the younger generations will complete it for us. Madara looked at the sky and said in a wronged little lolly voice, you are still so naive? You used to be always optimistic. But, maybe this is right. My dream is shattered, but your dream is still going on. Hoshirama lowered his voice in a sexy and magnetic ladylike manner and said, we were too impatient at that time. It doesn't matter if we couldn't do it then. It is more important to cultivate people who are willing to follow us and inherit our dreams. Madara's lolly voice said, then I can't do it, because I hate people standing behind me. Ninja World. Ha ha ha. Boxes, 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 goose. At this moment, the bombing effect in the ninja world has reached its peak. It surpassed Hashirama's use of the true thousand hands, the battle of Ina and Minato's masked man show, and was comparable to Emperor Kai's 8-gates kick. Hashirama's voice, hiss, what a sexy voice. I've never heard such a beautiful voice before. So charming. Hashirama's voice somehow has a very noble feeling, mature and calm. The funniest part of this video is Madara's lolly voice. Madara feels so wronged. Hashirama, please comfort him. Isn't Madara's voice so cute? He speaks like he's acting like a spoiled child. Banner's voice sounds like he's just been weaned. Ho-ha-ho-ha, hey, Madara-sama. Give me a diaper. Chapter 127 Naruto and Sasuke. This contrast is so hilarious. I wonder what expression Madara, who is hiding in the ninja world, would have after seeing this video? I'm really curious. It's so annoying. It makes people cry and laugh at the same time. It's such a sad and touching conversation, but it was spoofed by people from another world into this. This happened after Madara was defeated, right? At that time, the only one who could comfort Madara was Hashirama. Because, apart from Hashirama, Madara had no one else he cared about. Divine Space Abido swore that ever since Rin's death, he thought he would never laugh again. The truth had already been revealed to him. He is wrong. He couldn't hold back his laughter, especially when I think of Madara's serious old face. Abido tried to look serious. Well, I was just thinking about what happened after Lin was resurrected. Yes. That's it. On screen the sister voice of Hashirama was full of expectation. When we were little, you told me that we were ninjas and could die at any time. If there was a way to keep both of us alive, it would be for both sides to be honest with each other and raise our glasses to become brothers. But we are all dead, and now we can drink a glass as comrades. Little Lolita Bancheo asked in a low voice. Comrades? Then, the little girl said with a proud tone, okay, in that case, we, too. Having said that, Madara slowly closed his eyes. Hashirama looked down at Madara, who had stopped breathing, his eyes filled with sadness and regret. Video ends, but the laughter in the ninja world did not end in the Pure Land. Hashirama's reaction arc finally passed, and he pointed at the screen and laughed out loud. Madara. Your voice combined with your face is so funny. Kushina had already laughed so hard that she couldn't straighten her back. Ban said with a dark face, is this what happened after I was defeated? I actually admitted that I failed? How is it possible? In his opinion, there is no better way than infinite Tsukuyomi given his character. Even if his plan was blocked or he was defeated, he would not admit defeat. Thinking of this, Madara narrowed his eyes. What will happen in the future? Ninja world. Although the voice is indeed funny, the words spoken are very thought-provoking. When Madara said he failed, his expression was quite open-minded and he didn't seem disappointed. I'm really lucky to have a friend like Hashirama. On screen Naruto and Sasuke. See this scene. Itachi, who had not yet left the land of fire, stopped on his way, perked up, and looked at the screen intently. I don't know how Sasuke's arm was broken. This video should give him the answer. Muai Village Uchiha clan. Sasuke's petite body trembled, It's my turn and that Naruto guy's turn. Will there be a big battle between him and Naruto in the future? Will he really be that strong in the future ninja world? It's finally our savior's turn. On screen Ninja School Naruto was lying on the table. Grinning Shikamaru passed by him and asked curiously, "Hey, why are you here too? Today's briefing is only for graduates." Naruto pointed at the forehead protector on his forehead and boasted, Can't you see this forehead protector on my forehead? From today on, I am also a ninja." As he spoke, Naruto adjusted his forehead protector and laughed foolishly. "How should I put it? This really suits me perfectly." Ahaha, Ninja World. Some people couldn't help but smile. "Naruto, you have a loud voice." From the conversation, it seems that Naruto failed the graduation exam of the ninja school, and only passed after learning multiple shadow clones from that scroll. By the way, the person sitting next to Naruto is Sasuke, right? He looks so aloof and doesn't interact with anyone at all. Naruto is really lively. This period still seems more familiar. The Ninja Clan period and the Warring States period feel too depressing. Pure Land Minato sat cross-legged on the ground, looking seriously at Naruto, who looked very naughty on the screen cushion. His eyes were a little moist. "Thank you so much, system, for allowing me to see Naruto's growth during the live broadcast." On screen just as Naruto was grinning, Sakura and Ino squeezed in together from the door. The two were panting. Ino looked at Sakura and said, "I win again." "Sakura?" Sakura said without giving in. "What are you talking about? My foot entered here 1 centimeter faster than yours." "No way. Are you blind?" Naruto, who was sitting in the front, turned around when he heard the noise and his face turned red. It's Sakura at this time. Sakura and Ino turned their heads at the same time and looked in Naruto's direction. Naruto looked away shyly. "Sakura is looking at me," and he shifted his gaze back again. He saw Sakura running towards him somewhere in the ninja world. A ninja team was leaning against the shade of a tree watching the live broadcast. One of the teammates had a bandage on his head and was leaning against a tree, recovering from his injuries while watching the live broadcast. It was obvious that he was injured in this mission. The two teammates who were not injured were discussing, "Naruto likes Sakura. Isn't Sakura Sasuke's wife? How could Naruto like Sasuke's wife?" The ninja with a bandaged head suddenly sat up. "What are you talking about? Whose wife does Naruto like?" His mind was still a little confused and he scratched his head in confusion. He suddenly gasped and grimaced in pain. On screen Naruto stood up, stretched out his hand and greeted with a smile, "Good morning." "Good morning, Sakura." Unexpectedly, Sakura pushed him away. "Get out of the way." Sakura looked at Sasuke with a slightly blushing face. "Good morning, Sasuke." Sasuke glanced at her coldly and said nothing. Sakura asked expectantly, "Can I sit next to you?" Ino walked up to her and said, "I said, the seat next to Sasuke is mine." Sakura refused to be outdone and said, "First come, first served. This is my advanced classroom. It's me." Just as the two were arguing, a few little girls gathered around. "I want to sit next to Sasuke." Sasuke closed his eyes. "It's so annoying, Ninja World. I see. Naruto likes Sakura, and Sakura likes Sasuke. Then who does Sasuke like?" "Sasuke is quite handsome, has a good family background, and possesses the bloodline limit of the Sharingan. It's normal that many girls in the class like him." "Will Naruto consider Sasuke a love rival?" On screen, there was a click sound on the table in front of him. Sasuke opened his eyes and saw Naruto squatting on his desk, looking at him with an unhappy expression. The group of girls around him glared at Naruto. Sakura glared at Naruto and said, "Naruto, stop clinging to Sasuke." "That's right, Sasuke. Hurry up and take care of that guy." "That's it." Naruto became even more upset when he heard their noisy voices. Why does everyone call each other Sasuke-like and Sasuke-like? What's so good about these guys? Naruto and Sasuke's eyes collided, sparks flew, and their faces moved closer and closer. Chapter 128. The sky is falling. At this time, sitting behind Naruto, a classmate with a pineapple hairdo stretched her arms but accidentally bumped into Naruto's butt. He turned around subconsciously and said, "Ah. Sorry." After saying that, he was stunned. The group of girls surrounding Naruto and Sasuke were all stunned. Naruto's body fell forward and his lips touched Sasuke's because the distance was too close. Sasuke couldn't dodge even if he wanted to. Not only the people on the screen, but even those in the ninja world who were still silent about were confused by this sudden change. What? August, Masuka? Did they really kiss? Naruto and Sasuke's first kiss is gone. Is this the point? They kissed. They haven't separated in such a long time. Naruto and Sasuke really did something that Indra and Ashura, Madara and Hashirama couldn't do. Puff, is this all fate? Naruto and Sasuke really didn't make me wait for so long in vain. They exploded right from the start. Ho ha ho ha! Fire Nation. Itachi's eyes widened because he was too shocked. Pure Land Minato, Kushina. After seeing this scene, Madara's depressed mood finally improved a little, especially after hearing the sound of the two people kissing on the screen. The joys and sorrows of people are not the same. Madara in the Pure Land is gloating over someone else's misfortune. Naruto from the Rain Country was retching the nine-tailed fox, and the sealed space was laughing loudly. And the Uchiha of Nanga's shrine, they looked at Fugaku, who was sitting in the front row, facing everyone with a very dark face, and they all looked like they wanted to laugh but didn't dare to. It's so painful to hold it in Uchiha clan territory. Sasuke's face turned pale then. His little face began to turn pale because he suddenly thought of a question. Since it was a live broadcast, didn't his brother, father and mother all see him and Naruto kissing? Sasuke clenched his fists and gritted his teeth at this moment. He felt like the sky was falling. This unwarranted kiss made him want to die. Hiruno family. Sakura's eyes widened, full of disbelief. Asshole Naruto. You actually took Sasuke's first kiss away? This is unforgivable. Hiruno Zhao, Hiruno Mibuki. This is Naruto and Sasuke kissing. Why are you only focusing on Sasuke's first kiss? On screen, after the two kissed and retched for a while, Naruto was beaten up by a girl in the class who liked Sasuke. After a while, Iruka walked in from the door. Congratulations, you are now independent ninjas. But you are still just novice Shinan now, and the real hard work has just begun. From now on, you will be divided into groups of 3, forming a team and following a Jonin teacher to carry out missions. After hearing this, Naruto, who was lying on the table, was stunned. Sasuke thought to himself, 3 people in a group? They are just a bunch of people who are in the way. Naruto held his chin with one hand, still daydreaming. First, you must be in a group with Sakura. The other person can be anyone as long as it's not Sasuke. Iruka took out a list and said, in order to make each class have a balanced ability, the teacher will decide the grouping. I will start the announcement. Class 7, Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto raised his head. Hiruno Sakura. Naruto stood up excitedly and shouted, great. Hiruno Sakura lowered her head. With Naruto, also, Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto lowered his head. With Sasuke, Sakura stood up excitedly and shouted, great. After the class division is announced, Naruto stood up, pointed at Sasuke, and asked Iruka loudly, Iruka-sensei. Why am I such an excellent person, and I am in the same class with this guy? Iruka said helplessly, Sasuke is the best among the graduates. Naruto, you are the last. In order to make each class equal in strength, of course this is the only way. There was a burst of laughter in the class. Sasuke said calmly, don't hold me back, you're the last one. Naruto clenched his fists tightly, looking unhappy. What did you say? Bastard. Sasuke didn't even look at him, and asked calmly, want to fight? The last one? Naruto asked angrily, what does the last place in the class mean? Rain Country. Naruto curled his lips. Sasuke is such a cocky guy. Also, how could I be last in the class? Ninja World. Naruto and Sasuke don't like each other. Could it be because of Indra and Ashura? Ashura shouldn't be upset with Indra. It's probably just that Naruto saw that the girl he liked always stuck to Sasuke, so he thought Sasuke was a rival in love. Naruto is actually the last in the class? Before he got the Forward Protector, he created so many shadow clones. When Madara was about the same age as them, he was already able to kill adult ninjas from the Senju clan. Even if Naruto is weaker than Madara, he shouldn't be the last one, right? On screen, the 3 members of Team 7 were waiting boredly for their guiding Jonin. Naruto opened the sliding door and looked around. Naruto, just stay still. After hearing what Sakura said, Naruto, who was clinging to the door, said in dissatisfaction, but why is it that only our class 7 teacher is so slow? The other classes have all gone somewhere else with a new teacher, even Iruka-sensei has gone back. How should I know? Hey! What are you doing? Naruto clamped the blackboard eraser with a sliding door and grinned. Hey, if you want to blame someone, just blame him for being late. Sakura put her hands on her hips and said helplessly, really, I don't care about you anymore. Sasuke glanced at Naruto and closed his eyes again. How could a Jonin fall for such a clumsy trap of yours? Sakura agreed, that's right. Really, Naruto is such an idiot. At this moment, a hand pulled open the sliding door, and the white-haired Jonin was hit on the head by a falling blackboard eraser. The atmosphere was silent for a moment. Naruto pointed at Kakashi and laughed. You've been fooled, Sakura said nervously. Sorry. Teacher, I have already stopped him. It was Naruto who wanted to do this. Sasuke stared at the table, looking indifferent, but he was confused in his heart. Is this true? Is he really a Jonin? Kakashi held a blackboard eraser in his hand and glanced at the three people with dead fish eyes. How should I put it? My first impression of you. Well, pretty annoying. Ninja World, this white-haired pervert actually called others annoying. In the live broadcast last month, I saw him do that to Naruto. Sakura doesn't look like anything special, does she? How could Sasuke possibly have feelings for her when she's so eager to distance herself from him? He actually fell for such a crude prank. Is he really the famous copy ninja? Is he just a name for nothing? Why do I feel like this white-haired pervert is actually quite handsome? He's obviously always wearing a mask. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 129, Survival Exercise. Screen turn rooftop. By the way. First, let me introduce myself, Sakura asked. What should I say when introducing myself? Kakashi spread his hands. Just what I like, what I hate, my future dreams, and my interests. That's about it. Well, I think it would be better for you to introduce yourself first. Hearing Naruto say this, Kakashi pointed at himself. My name is Hatake Kakashi. I don't want to tell you what I like and what I hate. As for future dreams, I have many interests, Sakura complained quietly. In the end, I only knew his name. Naruto nodded heavily. Yes, Kakashi said to Naruto, it's your turn now. Let's start with you. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like ramen, and I like Ichiriko ramen, which Iruka-sensei treated me to. I hate the 3-minute wait for instant noodles. My hobby is to compete with others in eating instant noodles. And my dream for the future is to surpass the Hokage. So I must make the whole village recognize my existence. Kakashi looked at Naruto and thought to himself, I see, this kid's growth process is really interesting. Fire Nation Muai Village Ichiriko Ramen Shop. An outside guest took a sip of beer and smiled. Naruto really likes ramen. The customer next to him patted his round belly and said, after all, the boss is so good to Naruto, and Ichiriko ramen is really delicious, with a rich soup and a chewy texture. I was amazed when I took the first bite. It's normal for Naruto to like it. On screen. Okay, next one. My name is Iruno Sakura, and the person I like is. By the way, the person I like is. Sakura's cheeks flushed and she glanced at Sasuke beside her. Then my interest is. As she said this, she looked at Sasuke again. And my future dreams, When she said this, she covered her face in embarrassment. A drop of sweat slid down Kakashi's cheek, and then. What do you hate? Sakura didn't even think about it and said decisively, Naruto? Naruto burst into tears and said sadly, I am so shocked. Kakashi supported his face with one hand. For girls of this age, love is more important than ninjutsu. Then, finally, Sasuke said calmly, my name is Uchiha Sasuke. I hate a lot of things, but I don't like anything. As he said this, his eyes gradually became sharp. Also, although I am not just talking about dreams, I am ambitious. I want to revive our clan. And then, I must kill a certain man with my own hands. Naruto was so scared that he glanced at Sasuke with his small eyes and a drop of cold sweat slid down his face. You're not talking about me, are you? Ninja World, haha. Naruto is so funny. Sasuke won't kill him, right? Who does Sasuke want to kill then? And revive the Uchiha? Did the Uchiha decline after 6 years? Could it be that the man Sasuke wanted to kill caused the Uchiha's decline? Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. The person Sasuke wants to kill is probably Itachi, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled bitterly and said, just as Itachi expected, the live broadcast will one day expose the choice he will make in the future. Shikoku sighed, I didn't expect this day would come so soon. With Itachi's personality, for the sake of the harmony and stability of the village, he may not come back. Uchiha clan land. Sasuke looked confused. Who am I going to kill in the future? What does it mean to revive the Uchiha? Minaga Shrine revitalize the Uchiha. What do you mean by that? Could it be because of a coup? Then Sasuke-sama wouldn't be kept in the dark, right? Who is that man? If the Uchiha coup fails, shouldn't Sasuke hate the village? Could it be that Itachi guy? It's obvious that Itachi will stand on the side of the village, given the relationship between Itachi and Sasuke. If even Sasuke wants to kill Itachi, how much blood of his clan members has that Itachi stained with? Fugaku had a complicated expression. A clan is one that prospers and suffers together, and the clan members are the victims. So even if he is Itachi's father, He cannot make any excuses for Itachi. He had already guessed the worst outcome, and suddenly he felt a little sorry for his second son. Fugaku whispered to himself, Itachi and Sasuke, how much pain will they experience in the future? On screen. Okay, all three of you have rich personalities and are very interesting. Starting tomorrow, we will carry out the mission. Naruto saluted with his left hand. Yes, then he asked expectantly, what kind of mission is that? Kakashi crossed his arms and lowered his head, saying, let's start with a mission that only the four of us can complete. What is it? Kakashi looked at Naruto. It's a survival drill, Naruto asked in confusion. Survival drill? Sasuke sat there quietly, not saying a word. Sakura asked, it's obviously a mission. Why are we doing a drill? As for drills, we have already done a lot of them in school. Kakashi leaned against the railing and said, this is not an ordinary exercise. Naruto raised his hand and asked, what kind of exercise is this? Kakashi lowered his head and laughed evilly a few times. Wait a minute, what's so funny? Teacher. Kakashi smiled and said, no, it's nothing. If I had said that, I would have scared you away. After that, he put away his smile and said gloomily, among the 27 graduates, only 9 were recognized as Jonin. The other 18 will be sent back to school. In other words, this exercise is an extremely difficult test with an elimination rate of over 66%. Naruto stared in horror, his mouth open. Kakashi laughed evilly. Look, are you scared? Naruto complained loudly in frustration. How can this be? I worked so hard for the graduation exam. Why do I still need a graduation exam? Kakashi said lazily. That is only used to select people who are qualified to become Jonin. That's it. I will judge whether you are qualified at the training ground tomorrow. Remember to bring a set of ninja tools and gather at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Naruto was trembling all over. How can I be eliminated here? I have to make everyone recognize my ability. Sakura clenched her fists. If you fail, you will be separated from Sasuke. This is a test of love. Sasuke still had no expression, but his fists were shaking slightly. Kakashi turned his back to the three people and said, then, disband? Then, he seemed to have thought of something, turned around and said, don't eat breakfast, you will vomit. The three people's eyes were shocked. Divine Space Abito looked at Kakashi, who had an evil smile on his face, with a blank expression. Kakashi, it looks like you've gotten over your grief, Pure Land. Minato said with a look of relief. Seeing Kakashi's changes, I can finally feel at ease about him. Chapter 130. Late. Then, he seemed to remember something, and the relief on his face gradually disappeared because he thought of the physical skill secret he saw in the live broadcast last month. Your personality is getting worse, Kakashi. Fire Nation. In today's ninja world, who cares most about Naruto's feelings? They are undoubtedly the villagers of Konoha village. After knowing that Naruto is the son of the fourth Hokage, they felt extremely guilty towards Naruto. The fourth Hokage used his life to protect them, but they treated Naruto like that. Although they were unaware of it, they still felt guilty. They didn't know that Naruto had been kidnapped, and they were still thinking that they must be nicer to Naruto in the future. Really? This is obviously Kakashi's evil intention. He wants to deliberately scare Naruto. The white-haired pervert Kakashi is going too far. That's right. He treated Naruto like that during the survival drill later on. Although I think Kakashi is very handsome, he treated Naruto like that. Next time he comes to my store to buy something, I will give him a 300% discount. Ninja World. Isn't it possible that Hatake Kakashi is deliberately trying to scare Naruto and the others? Why is the ninja selection in Konoha village so strict? That's right. 27 graduates, 18 were eliminated. Who are you trying to scare? Unine village. The fourth Raikage looked at his subordinates who were writing furiously and patted them on the shoulders one by one. Be sure not to make any mistakes or omissions during the process. This may be the reason why Konoha village has always produced geniuses and strong people. All the Kumagakure Anbu said in unison. Yes. Lord Raikage. AI frowned and said, it's a pity that we can't record these directly from the screen. On screen turn. It's still dark. The three of them rushed to their destination from different directions. Sakura rubbed her eyes and greeted, good morning, everyone. Naruto was like a walking corpse, closing his eyes and speaking in a dull tone. Good morning. Sasuke remained expressionless. The three of them stood there waiting until dawn. Naruto was the first to collapse and took a nap while sitting on the ground. The sun shines brighter and brighter. Naruto was sleeping soundly. Sakura was sitting on the ground with her knees hugged, and only Sasuke was still standing there. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Kakashi looked at the three people with the dead fish eyes next to his forehead protector. Sasuke crossed his arms across his chest. Naruto and Sakura shouted at him, "Too slow," Kakashi said in an insincere tone, "because a black cat passed by me." As he spoke, he pointed behind himself. In the divine space, Obito was startled. Kakashi, this guy, he actually used the same excuse for being late that he had used before. Besides, why is Kakashi late? This guy isn't one to be late. Obito seemed to be lost in thought, as if he was thinking of something. Ninja World, you're so late? Seriously? How can a Jonin lead a team like this? Maybe it's part of the assessment. Is it a test of your mentality? Hiss, the assessment of Konoha Village is very clever. Mentality is also the most important thing for a ninja. If you are impatient waiting, it means that your mind is not stable enough, and you are easily impatient, which leads to fatal mistakes in the execution of the mission. If you fail the assessment after graduation, you can make up for this shortcoming by doing more relevant training in the future, and then become an excellent ninja. Iwagaki no Ki mused, no wonder there are always so many geniuses and strong people in Konoha Village. It seems that we at Iwagakure will have to pay more attention to the ninja's psychological endurance in the future. On screen, seeing the three little ones in front of him looking unconvinced, Kakashi coughed awkwardly. Well, that's it. He placed the alarm clock on the log. Okay, set the alarm at 12 o'clock. After he finished speaking, he took out 2 bells and said, "Your task today is to take the bells away from me before noon. Those who fail to grab the bell will not have lunch." Naruto screamed, "What?" Kakashi pointed to the wooden stake where the alarm clock was placed. "And, you will be tied to that log and watch me eat my lunch." Cuckoo. Sasuke was speechless. So we were told not to eat breakfast. Sakura held her stomach. That's the reason. Naruto collapsed and held his face in his hands. Ninja World, isn't this too difficult? How talented must those 9 graduating Jonin be to be able to snatch the bell from a leading Jonin? Kakashi didn't say that if you can't grab the bell, you will be disqualified. He just said that you will be tied to a tree stump and watch him eat his lunchbox. Eh? That's right. Then what's the purpose of doing this? Perhaps the assessment is not just about strength. However, the slap in the face always comes so suddenly on screen. Wait. Why are there only 2 bells? Hearing Sakura's doubts, Kakashi's eyes narrowed into crescents. There are only 2, which means that as long as one person is tied to the log, that person will be disqualified for failing the mission and will be sent back to school. At least one, at most all of them will go back. You can use shuriken. Because if you don't have the determination to kill me, you can't get a bell. Ninja World, somewhere in a small village, several young people were gathering together. I finally understand why people from another world put a name or title in front of their words. It turns out they want to represent that person. I thought of that too. Let me do it. The young man cleared his throat and shouted with a childish look on his face. Multiple shadow clone technique. Immortal technique. Lava release Rasen Shuriken. I name this move, the combined technique to send the hateful white-haired sensei to heaven. Naruto, Kakashi-sensei, are you going to tie yourself to the log yourself, or will you tie yourself to the log after I beat you up? Sasuke, Kakashi-sensei, do you want to test the power of my Magatama Samsara? Ha ha ha. I finally figured out what the people from the other world meant by these words. This feeling of accomplishment of being able to solve the mystery by myself is really great. Of course, playing is just playing. In the ninja world at this moment, except for those who think slowly, the rest basically know that Naruto was not so strong at the beginning. Even though he is the savior, he gradually became stronger through his own efforts. On screen, Sakura said worriedly, "But, it's too dangerous, teacher." Naruto nodded and laughed. "Yet, even the blackboard eraser can't be avoided," Kakashi said calmly. "In this world, the less capable people are, the more they love to shout." Naruto was stunned. Kakashi continued, "Okay, let's ignore the last one. When I say we're ready to start, the last one, Naruto gritted his teeth, angrily pulled out a kunai and rushed towards Kakashi. Just as Naruto's kunai was about to stab Kakashi, the wrist holding the kunai was easily pinched by Kakashi, and then he felt his arm being twisted. Naruto's eyes suddenly became clear, cold sweat slid down his face, and his eyes rolled back. Kakashi held Naruto's wrist with one hand and pointed the kunai at the back of his head, and with the other hand on his head, he whispered, "Don't be so anxious, I haven't said to start yet." Sakura stared blankly at the scene where Kakashi let Naruto go. "You must be kidding, right? I didn't see anything." Sasuke looked solemn. "Is this a Jonin?" Chapter 131. Thank you for your special care for my son. But, you seem to be planning to kill me. How should I put it? I think I'm finally starting to like you guys. Kakashi looked at Naruto. It's about to begin preparation. The three of them got ready start. The three of them moved in perfect harmony and jumped away together in the picture. Sasuke hid in a tree, using the branches to cover himself, and observed Kakashi's every move from a distance. Sakura hid under a tree. Kakashi looked around. Good, everyone hide well. Before he could finish his words, he saw Naruto standing straight not far from him with his arms crossed over his chest. Kakashi. Naruto opened his mouth and shouted, "Ah! Let's have a fair fight, Ninja World. Very good, you are worthy of being me. The reincarnation of Ashura, ha ha ha." This twist, especially Kakashi's speechless expression, is so funny. Naruto hasn't learned his lesson yet. Do you still think Kakashi is just a leader who can't escape his eraser? He is just playing a joke on them. On screen Sasuke was speechless. That super idiot. Kakashi was speechless for a while, then asked, you. Is there something wrong with you? Naruto yelled and rushed towards Kakashi. Kakashi reached into his ninja tool bag. Seeing this, Naruto, who had already rushed close to him, suddenly stopped, took a step back, and looked at him vigilantly. Kakashi rummaged through his ninja tool bag. Tips on Ninja Tactics, Part 1, Physical Techniques, I'll teach you. Naruto was stunned. Huh? The so-called ninjutsu refers to the ninja's direct attack, right? But, does he want to use weapons? Thinking of this, Kakashi took out a copy of Intimacy Paradise from his ninja tool bag. Naruto blushed when he saw this. Kakashi said, "What's wrong? Come over here quickly." Naruto hesitated and said, "But, why do you want to take the book? As for why, I am very concerned about the following plot. Don't worry, I can handle you guys even if I read the book." Naruto was furious. He rolled up his sleeves and rushed towards Kakashi. "I will definitely beat you to pulp." He threw a punch, but Kakashi easily blocked it with his palm without even raising his head. Damn it. This time it's a roundhouse kick. Kakashi dodged Naruto's kick, and he threw another punch, but Kakashi suddenly disappeared in front of him. Naruto still maintained his punching stance and blinked. Huh? What about people? Behind him, Kakashi made the tiger seal and said, "Ninjas can't have their backs open, idiot." On the tree, sweat broke out on Sasuke's face. That seal is a fire escape technique. Sakura, who was lying in the distance, saw this scene. That hand gesture is the tiger seal. You must be kidding, right? It's just that against an opponent like Naruto, there's no need to use ninjutsu, right? Thinking of this, she didn't care about hiding herself, and quickly stood up and shouted anxiously, "Naruto! Run away! Otherwise you will die." Naruto was stunned and looked towards the source of the sound. What? Kakashi's voice came from behind him. It's too late. Konohate Jutsu secret technique. 1,000 years of killing. Naruto flew out. Sakura climbed back to the ground, her face flushed with anger, and she muttered, "What? It's not a ninjutsu." Sasuke closed his eyes. Super idiot. There are actually two of them. Pure Land. After seeing this scene again, Kushin, his face turned sour. "Kakashi kid, I really appreciate your special care for my son." A bean-sized drop of sweat slid down Minato's forehead. "Kakashi, even if you want to teach Naruto a lesson, you don't have to use this method, right?" Fire Nation Muai Village. Dark. Kakashi was overwhelmed with sorrow. He didn't even have the chance to regret because he had never done such a thing before. He just got his reputation ruined by a bad taste of his future self. Ninja World. I thought Sakura really hated Naruto. But when she reminded Naruto, she was so anxious that her voice became hoarse. Doesn't that mean Naruto still has a chance? Isn't this too much? Sakura is Sasuke's future wife. By the way, I used to think Sakura was nothing special, just an ordinary girl. But because she likes Sasuke, she keeps talking about Sasuke all the time. No one would like such a suitor, right? That's true. Sakura doesn't look any different from the other girls who pursue Sasuke. But since she can become Sasuke's wife, her future shouldn't be ordinary, right? Tui. The big white-haired pervert. On screen. After Naruto fell into the river, Kakashi turned over the little liubei in his hand. Gulululu. Naruto gritted his teeth, feeling unwilling to admit, how could this happen? He swam upstream while putting on his ninja tool bag. With two swish sounds, two shurikens shot out from the river and attacked Kakashi. Kakashi stared intently at the little liubei in his hand. He casually stretched out two fingers and inserted them accurately into the hole in the middle of the shuriken. Sasuke hammered down his hand as he tried to put on the ninja tool bag, and said in shock, "No. No way." Screen turn. The third generation said to Iruka, "Kakashi's test may be a little difficult. That being said, isn't there a qualified person at all?" The third generation said calmly, That's right, Kakashi has never produced a qualified candidate. The whole army was annihilated. The other side. Naruto climbed out of the river. Kakashi said leisurely, "What? What's the matter? If you don't get the bell before noon, you won't have any food." Naruto supported himself with his hands on the ground, kneeling on the ground in a position that no normal man could do, and looked at Kakashi. "I know about this kind of thing," Kakashi said. "You keep saying you want to surpass the Hokage, but why are you so listless, Cuckoo? Damn it. Even if I'm hungry, I can still keep fighting." On the tree. Cuckoo, Sasuke was speechless. His usual cool demeanor could no longer be maintained because he was too hungry. The other side. Cuckoo, Sakura lay on the ground listlessly. "I didn't even eat dinner yesterday. I should have known I shouldn't have tried to lose weight." Ninja world. No one is qualified? This is a bit difficult. Naruto and Sasuke should be fine, right? If Kakashi misses these two students, he will regret it in the future. On screen. Naruto was still in the girl in kneeling position. He said with a look of resentment, "Damn it. I'm hungry and I don't have the energy. No matter what, I must grab the bell. No matter what, I can't turn back in a place like this. I want to be a ninja." As soon as the words fell, waves appeared on the water surface and 7 clones of Naruto jumped out of the water. You were careless. This is my best technique, the multiple shadow clone technique." Kakashi looked at the 7 shadow clones rushing towards him and whispered, "Not clones, but shadow clones? Is this the forbidden ninjutsu to get rid of Mizuki?" Then, he said to Naruto, "With your strength, this ninjutsu can only last for about a minute, right? You act so imposing and boastful, but in the end, Naruto is still Naruto. This ninjutsu can't hurt me." At this moment, there was a dingling sound and the bell began to shake. Kakashi, who was hugged by Naruto from behind, had obvious surprise in his tone. "What? Behind?" Not to mention Kakashi was surprised. Even Sasuke was stunned. Naruto hugged Kakashi tightly and said with a smile, "Ninjas can't have their backs exposed, right? Teacher Kakashi." At this moment, 6 shadow clones hugged Kakashi's legs, and the last shadow clone jumped high, raised his fist and leaned towards Kakashi. Naruto's shadow clone yelled, "Just now you poked my butt, I'm going to give you one too. Let me beat you up first." Chapter 132. Idiot. Sakura said in surprise, "Naruto, you are quite capable." Sasuke exclaimed, "You can actually attack from the east while making a feint to the west." Ninja world. Although Naruto looks a little stupid, his combat IQ is obviously not low. "Naruto, you are going to make me laugh to death. Ha ha ha. You actually want to return the 1,000 years of death? I can't imagine what it would be like if the famous Sharingan Kakashi was hit by the 1,000 years of death by a student who just graduated from a ninja school." On screen with a bang, the shadow clone punched Naruto's real body and Kakashi had disappeared. Naruto fell to the ground and cried out in pain. "It hurts." The shadow clone pointed at the original body that was hid and said angrily, You are Kakashi, teacher, right? You used the transformation technique to become me, right? It's you." Several shadow clones started fighting loudly. "I smell the scent of Kakashi-sensei on you." This shadow clone punched that shadow clone in the face, and was immediately hit in the chin by the shadow clone next to him. Naruto punched a clone left and right, shouting, well, let's untie the ninjutsu first. That way there will be only 2 of us left. Then we'll know." The shadow clone, whose collar was pinched by the shadow clone, complained, "You should have thought of it earlier. Idiot, you are me. Idiot, alright. Time to cancel the ninjutsu." With a bang, the shadow clone was released. The smoke cleared. Only Naruto with a bruised face was left standing there. Pure land. The corners of Kushina's mouth twitched, and she said speechlessly, "Naruto, didn't you inherit any of my good qualities? You are stupid and dumb, just like Minato." "Naruto, this is silly and cute." "That's right. Even though it's a little silly, it's very cute." Minato scratched his head. It seems that Naruto's personality is completely inherited from Kushina. He saw the shadow of Kushina in this lively and cheerful Naruto. Hashirama pointed at Naruto and laughed. "How hilarious. Naruto, you're so funny." Tobirama touched his chin and said, "No wonder he is the reincarnation of Ashura like my brother." Izuna fell into deep thought, and then came to a conclusion. The reincarnations of Ashura are all idiots, but for some reason, he found that the reincarnated Ashuras always had a kind of personal charm that made people want to help them unconsciously. On screen Sakura lay on the ground. "Naruto is such a loser." Sasuke looked at Naruto below with an indescribable expression. "That was a substitution technique, idiot. Originally, it was a ninjutsu that used animals or plants to quickly swap with one's own body. causing the enemy to mistakenly think that the opponent was being attacked. And then take the opportunity to counterattack. Naruto was standing there with a look of disappointment on his face, but he suddenly caught a glimpse of a bell on the ground. Bell. He grinned and drooled. You must have been in a hurry just now, right? That's why you dropped the bell here. With that said, Naruto ran over. As a result, as soon as he ran to the bell, he stepped into the trap and was hung on the tree. What is this? Naruto looked at the bell unwillingly, trying hard to reach it with both hands. Bell. At this moment, a hand reached out and took the bell away. Kakashi took the opportunity to teach. Think carefully before using ninjutsu. That's why I used you just now. Also, don't fall into that obvious trap, idiot. Naruto clenched his fists and gritted his teeth. Mad, Kakashi continued, a ninja must be able to see through the tricks. Your actions are all superfluous at this moment. Sasuke, who was hiding in the tree, seized the opportunity. It's now. He took out a shuriken and a kunai and threw them fiercely. Finally I found the flaw, Kakashi said to Naruto earnestly. Really, you? Before he could finish his words, he was hit by several kunai and shurikens from Sasuke. Naruto, who was hanging on the tree, was horrified. Wow. He's dead. He's dead. Sasuke, you bastard. Isn't that too much? Ninja World, isn't Naruto a little too naive? Although Sasuke's timing was perfect, how could he possibly kill a jonin like Kakashi with such means? Even if it was Madara of this age, it would be difficult, right? Sasuke's position has been exposed. He's going to suffer a lot next. What Kakashi said to Naruto are all very useful knowledge points. On screen with a bang, Kakashi's body, hit by kunai and shuriken, turned into a piece of wood. Sasuke didn't even think twice and just turned and ran. Damn it. Is this another substitution technique? The shuriken just now exposed my hiding place. Sasuke was running quickly through the forest. He deliberately revealed his flaws. Damn it. I actually fell into his trap, and Naruto sighed seeing Kakashi leave. Naruto used a kunai to cut the ropes tied around his feet. What do you mean by seeing through a trick? You bastard, I will never fall into the teacher's trap a second time. After cutting the rope, Naruto's body spun a few times and landed steadily on the ground with his feet facing down. The moment he landed, Naruto grinned. The next moment, a rope was tied around his ankles and he was pulled into the air again. Ahoha! How did I get caught again? Pure Land Kushina covered her eyes. She couldn't bear to watch any more. Ninja World, everyone watched as Kakashi secretly cast an illusion on Sakura, allowing her to see Sasuke covered in kunai and shurikens. He was actually frightened and fainted. The white-haired pervert still has some conscience. He knows that he has gone too far. Then, they saw Kakashi found Sasuke on screen. Kakashi easily dodged Sasuke's shuriken and his physical skills were all resolved one by one, but he still underestimated Sasuke and was hit by the bell. Then, Sasuke used the great fireball technique on Kakashi, but was pulled underground by Kakashi using the heart beheading technique. The other side, when Naruto was about to eat his lunchbox, he was caught by Kakashi. At this point, the three-person exercise was a complete failure. Only Naruto was tied to the stake. Kakashi said to the three people with a serious face, you guys, I will give you one last chance, but there will be a more brutal battle for the bell in the afternoon. The guys who want to challenge eat the lunchbox. However, you can't give it to Naruto. This is the punishment for Naruto breaking the rules and wanting to eat alone. If someone gives him food, that person will be immediately judged as unqualified. I am the rule here. Do you understand? Screen turned. Sakura and Sasuke were eating their bento boxes in small bites, while Naruto's stomach made a growling sound. Naruto said stubbornly, it doesn't matter to me even if I don't eat. It doesn't matter at all, Cuckoo. Naruto lowered his head. It's okay. Sasuke handed the lunchbox to Naruto. Here. Sakura also handed her lunchbox to Naruto. Naruto was so moved that tears welled up in his eyes. Thank you, Sakura said. Don't thank me, just eat that. But, Sakura explained, I'm losing weight, and I eat less than Sasuke. But, he was tied up. Sakura had obviously reacted. Sasuke urged, hurry up, we don't know when that guy will come back. Sakura picked up a small rice ball with chopsticks and handed it to Naruto's mouth. Just this once, you know. Naruto smiled and said, I know that. Ouch. Naruto swallowed a rice ball. At this moment, there was a bang and huge smoke rose in front of the three people. Kakashi suddenly appeared and yelled at the three people, you guys. Chapter 133. Can't you have something of your own? Ninja World, they won't be eliminated together for breaking the rules, right? No way? It feels like there is another hidden meaning. If they are really eliminated, then Kakashi should just accept the grown-up Naruto and Sasuke. Otherwise, Who would be worthy of being his student since he is so strict? The story of Naruto and Sasuke seems to be much more interesting than that of Madara and Hashirama, right? Originally I don't like people who shout loudly, but Naruto is an exception. On screen Naruto was frightened by Kakashi so much that his tears and snot were running, and because of his violent struggle, his tears and snot were all over the place. Sakura was also frightened and screamed. Sasuke gritted his teeth and endured the momentum bursting out from Kakashi. How dare you disobey my rules? Are you ready? After saying this gloomily, Kakashi formed seals with his hands, and the sky suddenly became overcast with lightning and thunder. Anything to say? Sakura held her head and shivered. Naruto's teeth chattered, because Kakashi looked down at Naruto, feeling very oppressive. Huh? Because the teacher said so. So these guys. Sasuke also frowned and said, we three are a group, right? Sakura mustered up her courage and stood up and said loudly, yes. The three of us are one. Naruto shouted, that's right. That's it. Kakashi stepped forward, 3 in 1, qualified. Kakashi's eyes narrowed into crescents. Sakura, huh? Naruto, huh? Sasuke still looked alert. Sakura asked in a different tone, past? Why? Kakashi explained, you are the first batch of qualified ones. The previous ones were all idiots who only listened to me. A ninja must be able to see through the tricks within the tricks. In the ninja world, those who break the rules are trash. However, those who don't know how to value their companions are even worse than trash. The exercise is over. Everyone passed. Class 7 will start the mission from tomorrow. Ninja World companions and rules. Kakashi will only approve if you choose the former. Humph, you are worthy of being a Konoha guy. Always so naive. If ninjas don't follow the rules, it will bring serious consequences to the village. However, this theory is in line with Konoha's will of fire. No, that's not right. It's the will of most ninja villages. Sasuke still cares about his companions. It should be from this time that the two who were at odds with each other established a bond, right? I guess they will fight each other later because of their different ideologies, until Madara appears and they have a common enemy, then they unite to fight the enemy together. In the process, they put an end to the feud between Indra and the reincarnation of Ashura. According to the stories of Indra and Ashura, Madara and Hashirama, your speculation seems to be correct. Divine Space. After hearing what Kakashi said, Obito was stunned. After a while Obito was wearing a mask, so his expression could not be seen clearly. Useless Kakashi. Can't you have something of your own? You even used my excuse for being late. And now, Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. I see. Is it because of White Fang? Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of his pipe and said, breaking the rules is not enough of a ninja, but protecting your companions is the will of fire. But White Fang brought great losses to the village. If Kakashi does this, what will Team 7 do if something similar happens in the future? Ugh, Minaga Shrine. Although Sasuke-sama's strength is not very strong at this age, his performance is still very impressive. Whether you are strong or not depends on who you compare yourself with. If Sasuke-sama is in a ninja school, he will definitely be the first. Fugaku was quite satisfied with Sasuke's performance, although not as good as Itachi. But, when Fugaku thought of this, he couldn't think any further. The gap is too big to be compared on screen. Hokage building. Sarutobi Hiruzen explained to Team 7, you have just become Jinan, so you can only do D-level missions at most. Naruto sat on the ground with his back to him and said to Sasuke and Sakura, we had pork bone ramen for lunch yesterday, let's have miso ramen today. Sarutobi Hiruzen yelled, listen. Kakashi scratched his head, I'm so sorry. Naruto turned around impatiently, Grandpa always lectures me like this. But I have grown up. I am no longer the kind of kid who can only play pranks as Grandpa always thinks. After saying that, he turned around angrily and faced Sarutobi Hiruzen with his back. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but grin. This guy who only knows how to express himself through mischief. Okay. I understand. The three people from Class 7 were all stunned. Since you said so, I'll give you a C-rank mission. Go protect someone. Naruto looked excited. Really? Huh? Who is it? The Lord? Or the Princess? Screen turn. On the way to the land of waves in front of Class 7, there's an old man wearing a bamboo hat. Kakashi is explaining something to Sakura. There are no ninjas in the land of waves. However, although most countries have different cultures and customs, they all have ninja villages and ninjas. For many countries on the continent, the existence of a ninja village can be regarded as a country's military strength. In other words, it can maintain diplomatic relations with other countries with this. Having said that, the ninja village is not controlled by the country, but its position is equal to that of the country. He then told Sakura about the 5 great nations. The 5 great nations not only have vast territories, but are also very powerful, and are known as the 5 ninja great nations: the land of fire, Konoha Ninja Village; the land of water, Kirigakure Ninja Village. Only the elders of each ninja village can be called Kage. The Hokage, Mizukage, Rikage, Kazukage, and Tsuchikage are the so-called 5 Kage, and they are ninjas who reign supreme over tens of thousands of ninjas in countries around the world. Sakura asked in surprise. Hokage-sama is so powerful? Li Ying questioned in her heart. Is that skinny old man so powerful? I always feel that he is a little suspicious. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building cough cough cough. The dry old man Sarutobi Hirozen. Shikoku tried to hold back his laughter. Ninja World Sakura, you are so bold, haha. The third Hokage is a skinny old man. This scene transition. Naruto thought it would be a prince and a princess, but it turned out to be an old man. With Naruto's current strength, how can he be allowed to protect the princes and the princess? The third Hokage is a little doting on Naruto. That smile. On screen Naruto recalled the scene in his mind where he used seduction on the old man of the 3rd generation. In the picture, Sarutobi Hirozen's nose bleed like a fountain. Naruto, you are really lying, right? Fire Nation Muai Village Iruka. He thought about what the 3rd generation had said to him when they were comforting him. The 3rd generation said that he was old and had no interest in these things anymore. 3rd generation, of the things you said to me, I now only believe that there is no man who is not lustful. Chapter 134 Naruto and number 039, S Determination. Hiruno family. Hiruno Zhao looked at this with cold sweat on his forehead. Zioing, you really are. He even dares to criticize the Hokage. Will he make things difficult for me in the future? No way. He wouldn't embarrass an ordinary little chunin like me, right? Sakura pinched the corner of her clothes embarrassedly. Hiruno Mibuki sighed. Who knew that live streaming could even reveal one's inner thoughts? It's so terrible. Pure Land Kushina pouted. Tisk. You are just like Jiraiya-sensei. On screen Team 7 was attacked by the demon brothers. Kakashi was tied up with iron chains and minced into pieces. Blood splattered everywhere. Sakura screamed in fear. Kakashi-sensei. As soon as Naruto finished shouting this, with a swoosh sound, the demon brothers flashed behind Naruto. Naruto's body stiffened with fear. Sasuke jumped into the air, swung out shurikens and kunai to pin the chains to the tree. After his body fell, he stepped on the arms of the 2 men. Then he flew into the air and kicked the ghost brothers out with both feet. The demon brothers quickly separated and rushed towards Dasuna from 2 different directions. After being timid, Sakura mustered up the courage and used her body to block Dasuna. Sasuke dodged and stood in front of Sakura just when the demon brothers' claws were about to touch Sasuke. Kakashi suddenly appeared and locked their necks with his arms. Ninja World Sakura and Sasuke both achieved the ninja's awareness, but Naruto was the only one who was frightened and couldn't move. The savior also needs to grow, both in strength and character. I have to say, Sasuke's battles are still very entertaining to watch. I knew this white-haired Jonin was okay. This guy doesn't look weak. On screen Sakura said in surprise, Teacher Kakashi is still alive. Sasuke was speechless, looking at Kakashi with his eyes wide open. Why are you trying to steal the limelight? Naruto stared at the scene in a daze. After a while, he finally came back to his senses. So, that is, did Kakashi-sensei use a substitution technique? Kakashi looked at Naruto and said, Naruto, I'm sorry I couldn't come to save you right away and caused you to get hurt. But I didn't expect you to stay still. Dasuna heaved a sigh of relief. It looks like he's saved. After Kakashi knocked the 2 brothers unconscious, he said to Sasuke and Sakura, anyway, Sasuke performed very well, and so did Sakura. Naruto was startled. I didn't do anything, but Sasuke, it was his first time in actual combat. Wasn't he afraid at all? He looked calm, his clothes didn't even get dirty, and he stood up to protect me. Sasuke looked at Naruto and smiled. You are not hurt, are you? Coward, Naruto said angrily. Kakashi interrupted loudly. Naruto. These guys have poison in their nails. You have to get the poison out quickly. You have to cut the wounds and release the poisonous blood. Don't move. The poison will spread. Speaking of which, Mr. Dasuna what? Kakashi tilted his head and said, I want to ask you something. We didn't know you were being targeted by ninjas before. Your request was just to protect you from gangsters or thieves. Now this is a B-level or higher mission. If the enemy is a ninja, we will definitely set this as a high-priced B-level mission without hesitation. You seem to have something to hide. But a false commission will also give us a headache. What we have to do now is beyond the scope of the mission, Sakura also whispered. This kind of mission is too early for us. Let's terminate it. We need to cut open Naruto's wound and release the poisonous blood. We also need anesthesia. We have to go back to the village to see a doctor. Ninja World, that's right. Team 7 accepted a C-rank mission, and they won't encounter any ninjas. This client actually lied about the mission, which could kill others. If the team that accepted the mission was just a small team led by a Chunin, they would definitely be poisoned to death without any Jonin experience. Such a client should be firmly resisted by the great ninja village. Right, that's too much? Let this kind of person be killed by ninjas. Team 7 should return to Konoha to report the situation. After this experience, Naruto, you won't be like this next time, right? Naruto's performance is normal since it's his first time experiencing actual combat. Sasuke is excellent in his own right. I think I know why little girls like Sakura like Sasuke. He has been handsome since he was a child. On screen, Kakashi looked at Naruto's wound and agreed, this is a heavy burden. Help Naruto heal his wounds and return to the village. Naruto thought of the scene just now, gritted his teeth, took out a kunai, and stabbed it directly into the back of his hand. The four looked at this scene in shock. Kakashi's face was covered with sweat. Everyone in the ninja world who saw this scene, cushion his heart in the Pure Land, suddenly skipped a beat. Tears quickly filled her eyes, and she looked at Naruto on the screen with heartache. On screen, Naruto said with pain, why is it so different? Why am I always the one holding back? Hateful. Sakura said anxiously. Naruto. What are you doing? Naruto whispered to himself, I should be stronger than before. I should continue to complete the missions and do special ninjutsu training alone every day. His tone gradually became firm. I don't want to wait for others to rescue me anymore. I will not be frustrated, nor will I escape. I don't want to lose to Sasuke. I swear by the pain in my left hand. Ninja World, I'm shocked. Naruto, he's just a child. I seem to have seen his determination. Well, after graduating from ninja at the age of 12, he has become an independent ninja and can no longer be considered a child. Naruto's determination at this moment has laid a solid foundation for his future path to becoming stronger. Although I hate this client, I will always support our savior's choice, Alice. The price of growth is always accompanied by blood and tears. I believe Naruto will grow because of this experience. Pure Land. Minato pursed his lips on screen. Kakashi said calmly, Naruto, it's good that you released the poisonous blood at the right time, but if you bleed more, you will die from excessive blood loss. Naruto, sweat immediately broke out on Naruto's forehead. Kakashi flashed behind him, narrowed his eyes and smiled. If you don't stop the bleeding quickly, it will be really dangerous. Naruto danced with fear. Ow. No. That won't do. How can I die because of something like this? No. Help. Sakura put her hands on her hips and said helplessly, Naruto, I think you have a tendency to be self-abuse. Ninja World. As expected of Naruto. Haha, why is it that Naruto can never be serious for more than 3 seconds? The atmosphere in Class 7 is really good. It's so heartwarming to see them getting along, but I know it won't last long. I just don't know what exactly caused Sasuke to change. On screen, after Kakashi bandaged Naruto's wound, they continued on their journey. Kakashi thought weakly, if there is another person coming to attack, I'm afraid they won't be Chunin, they must be Jonin. Oh my. Chapter 135, Naruto and Sasuke vs Zabuza. Naruto looked at Sasuke beside him with an unhappy look on his face. He will not let this guy steal the show this time. Kakashi glanced sideways at a large tree behind him. Is it coming out so soon? On the tree, Zabuza clenched the beheading sword in his hand. I see. That guy is the reason why the Ghost Brothers can't defeat him. The copy ninja of Konoha village. Sharingan. Kakashi is here. Thinking of this, his figure disappeared with a swish. At the same time, Kakashi loudly reminded, everyone get down. The four of them didn't understand what was going on, but they still bent down obediently. The beheading sword flew over their heads and hit a big tree. Kakashi put his hands in his pockets, walked forward lazily, and said to Zabuza, who was standing on the beheading sword with his back to them, hey, isn't this the escaped ninja of Kaguya? Mamachi. Zabuza. Then Team 7 protected Asuna in the swastika formation, while Kakashi and Zabuza engaged in combat. Ninja World. Mamachi. Zabuza? If I remember correctly, he seems to be one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. If it's just one of the 7, Kakashi will definitely have no problem using the Sharingan, but he still has to protect Team 7 and that damn client. In a battle of this level, it will be difficult for Kakashi to be thorough. This is really a big test for Naruto and Sasuke. Then, they saw Kakashi using the Sharingan to fight Zabuza. The information revealed shocked many people in the ninja world. Kakashi is a ninja who has copied thousands of ninjutsu. Oh my god. Thousands of them. This time, even Sasuke was so frightened by Zabuza's murderous aura that his body was shaking. Next, Kakashi was careless and controlled by the water prison, and Zabuza's real body maintained the water prison. Naruto and Sasuke face off against Zabuza's water clone on screen. Sasuke rushed towards Zabuza's water clone, first rushing forward. He jumped high and dodged Zabuza's sword, but because the difference in strength was too great, Zabuza grabbed his neck and threw him away. Naruto collapsed on the ground, looking at Zabuza, who exuded murderous aura, his body trembling with fear. This is a Jonin. A true ninja. He must escape. If he continues like this, he will really be killed. Just then, he suddenly saw the bandage on his hand. Naruto was stunned. He stared at the bandage for a long time. In his mind, he recalled what Sasuke had said to him. "You're not hurt, are you? Coward, I will not lose to Sasuke." Naruto stood up firmly. "I am already a ninja. And I have decided not to run away anymore. No more running away." Naruto gritted his teeth and rushed towards Zabuza while yelling. At this moment, he seemed to have an unstoppable momentum. Kakashi, who was guarding the cell, suddenly narrowed his eyes and shouted anxiously, "Idiot! Don't go!" Sakura hugged her head. "Ah! Naruto! What are you thinking about?" Zabuza looked down at Naruto's running figure. "Humph! Idiot! SHH!" Blood splattered everywhere. Naruto flew backwards. Naruto struggled to stand up. "Sasuke, put your ear closer." "What? I have a strategy." To think that he could come up with a strategy in this situation. This guy. "You guys also understand teamwork?" Kakashi shouted. "What are you doing? Didn't I tell you to run away?" The moment I was trapped, the outcome was already decided. "Run away? Listen, our mission is to protect Mr. Dasna. Have you all forgotten?" Hearing this, Naruto turned around and said, "Uncle." Dasna laughed. "What? To be honest, it was all caused by me. Now that things have come to this, I won't say anything that is super cowardly." At this point, he raised his head and said loudly, "I'm so sorry. Please enjoy the fight." Sasuke's mouth curled up. "That's it. Are you ready to realize this?" Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage building. Midman Yan frowned and said, "They are really messing around, but this is also a good thing for Konoha? Heroes, and what do you mean? At least the Sasuke on the screen has not gone astray yet. This shows that he has always been kind in nature. As long as he is guided well in the future, he will definitely not go down the wrong path like Madara and Indra. This, it seems reasonable. Of course, whether Sasuke will go astray is more important to Konoha than things that have not happened yet, because the future Sasuke is too strong. The Rinnegan with 6 Magatama, doesn't that mean it's more powerful than the eyes of the 6th sage? Before seeing the future Sasuke, who in the ninja world dared to think that there would be a more advanced Rinnegan? Pure Land. Hatake Tsukumo's eyes filled with tears. He saw the will of fire that he upheld in Team 7. "Kakashi, you have 3 pretty good students." The other side, Minato also thought of the White Fang of Konoha. If Kakashi was not rescued from the water prison, he might be killed by Zabuza after Team 7 escaped with their client. If you choose to save Kakashi, it is very likely that the person who commissioned the mission will be killed. This is no different from choosing to save your companions and giving up the mission. It might even be worse than White Fang's situation, because the person who commissioned the task is likely to die by then. After this mission, Konoha's reputation will be affected. It is very likely that no one will come to Konoha to issue escort missions anymore. Yes, this is indeed not ninja-like. But this is also the will that a ninja should stick to. Protect your companions, Senior White Fang. In my heart, you have always been a respectable senior. Kushina looked at Naruto with a worried look on her face. Next, Kakashi told the story of Zabuza's past, shocking the people in the ninja world. Ninja world at such a young age? He killed more than 100 candidates? You must be kidding, right? How is this possible? No wonder. No wonder Kakashi also fell for it. The Hidden Mist Village has been secluded from the outside world, and there is very little information about them in the ninja world. However, this blood mist policy is really anti-human. Tisk tisk, if the Hidden Mist Village continues like this, it will be destroyed sooner or later. On screen, with Zabuza's strength, he would naturally be able to defeat Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke was stepped on by Zabuza. Naruto created a large number of shadow clones, but they were easily dealt with by Zabuza at this moment. Naruto threw a shadow windmill shuriken at Sasuke. After Sasuke caught it, he suddenly realized. So that's how it is, Naruto. You did a great job. Sasuke jumped into the air and threw the Fuma Shuriken at Zabuza. Zabuza stood there calmly, and then his pupils shrank. I see, this time you are targeting the main body, but it's too naive. After saying that, Zabuza's true form grabbed the shuriken with precision, but another Fuma Shuriken flew towards him. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 136. The pecking is wonderful. I see, there are shurikens in the shuriken shadow. This is the shadow shuriken technique. However, it is still too naive. Zabuza jumped upwards, his feet leaving the water, and the Fuma Shuriken flew past his feet. Sakura was shocked and said, he dodged the shuriken in the blind spot. Sasuke's mouth curled up with a bang. The Fuma Shuriken turned into Naruto holding a kunai. Naruto swung the kunai in his hand towards Zabuza. This kunai allowed Zabuza's hand to leave the water prison, and his lower eyelid was scratched when he dodged the kunai at the same time. Zabuza's water clone was hid and dissipated into a pool of water. Kakashi was freed. Pure Land. Madara rubbed the back of his hands. Although this was no different from a ninja game played by a child, he inexplicably felt a surge of blood. Oh, it feels like a bunch of noobs are pecking at each other, but the pecking is very exciting. The other side. Hashirama's eyes widened as he exclaimed, how amazing! Naruto's strategy plus Sasuke's throwing technique, and the shuriken that Naruto transformed into in the blind spot. Perfect fit. He believed that if Madara was willing, he and Madara would definitely have such perfect cooperation. It's just a pity, but Hashirama scratched his head. He and Madara don't seem to need any tacit understanding. If there were any enemies, Madara or he himself could handle them. Ninja World. Naruto's goal was not to hit Zabuza, but to hide Naruto, who had transformed into Fuma Shuriken, and take the opportunity to break the water prison and rescue Kakashi. In the end, he even defeated Zabuza's water clone. This plan was actually thought up by Naruto. It's incredible to think about it. Naruto has already revealed his high combat IQ. What's the fuss? When this person said this, there was obviously some surprise in his eyes, especially the cooperation between Naruto and Sasuke. Even though he's just a clone, he's still a Jonin who's one of the seven, but he fell into Naruto's plan. His Zabuza is really powerful. He single-handedly challenged the reincarnations of Indra and Ashura, plus the future sixth Hokage, and he was not at all inferior. You're joking, right? You must be. On screen, Zabuza was full of anger and slashed at Naruto with a shuriken in his hand. You little bastard. Ding. Blood sprayed. Kakashi blocked the Fuma Shuriken with the back of his hand. He raised his head and looked at Zabuza with sharp eyes. That 3 Magatama Sharingan is extremely oppressive. Zabuza's pupils narrowed. Kakashi said in a hoarse voice, Naruto, what a great strategy. You have also improved. Sakura looked at the two. They were able to launch a perfect combo in this situation. These two clearly dislike each other. On the water, Zabuza sneered. Humph. I never thought the water prison technique could be cracked. Kakashi said calmly, I told you beforehand that the same technique will not work on me a second time. The two looked at each other. The atmosphere was solemn. Zabuza's eyelids couldn't help but twitch. Zabuza made seals with both hands. Joe, Shen, Mao, Z, Hi. Seeing this, Kakashi also followed suit. Water style, water dragon bullet technique. Ninja World has the seal of this technique. Someone complained speechlessly. The seal of this technique is longer than the history of the ninja world of TNN. Using this ninjutsu against the enemy is not seeking death. What's even more speechless is that Kakashi actually copied this move and used the same ninjutsu against the enemy. I counted them. There are 44 seals in total. I remember when the second Hokage fought Uchiha Izuna, the water dragon bullet only had 4 seals, right? Guji only has 6 seals. Kakashi looked quite handsome when he just came out of the water. You have to know one thing, a man looks his best when he has just washed his shower and done his hair. Is it because of water in the brain? Kisame looked at the two people on the screen as if he was looking at like-minded comrades. This is the real ninja, Kakashi. Zabuza. I, Hashigaki. Kisame, recognize you. On screen, sweat dripped down Zabuza's face. This guy. With a swish sound, the two men separated and then raised their arms in unison. Zabuza's pupils contracted. Same action. The same goes for time. This guy saw through my moves completely. Thinking of this, he lowered his hands at the same time. Kakashi also lowered his hands. What? Do you know what I'm thinking? The two of them formed seals at the same time. Kakashi took the opportunity to use his Sharingan to cast an illusion on Zabuza, take advantage of Zabuza's moment of distraction. Water style, great waterfall technique. Zabuza was hit and flew far away. Shhhhhh. Several Qiu hit Zabuza. Kakashi whispered, "It's over." Zabuza asked in a hoarse voice, "Can you see the future?" Kakashi picked up the Qiu. "Ah. You will die?" Ninja world cannot even see through what's in someone's mind? The Sharingan really has a terrifying bloodline limit. It's obvious that Kakashi is experienced, so he guessed what Zabuza was thinking, right? If he could see through other people's inner thoughts, then with Uchiha in Konoha, which ninja village would dare to go to war with Konoha during the war? Why is it that the more I watch, the more I think Kakashi is handsome? It's really strange, since he hasn't even shown his face. I feel the same way. Could it be that Kakashi's face under the mask is very handsome? I read the story of Naruto and Sasuke, but I found myself falling in love with Kakashi. What should I do? On screen something unexpected happened. Two flying needles pierced Zabuza's neck from far away. Seeing this scene, several people were shocked at this time. A masked man in a kimono appeared looking at Zabuza, who had fallen to the ground. The masked man spoke in a gentle voice, "Really? He's dead." Kakashi flashed to Zabuza's body and touched the artery on his neck. "He is indeed dead." The masked man bowed and said, "Thank you so much. I have been waiting for the opportunity to kill Zabuza." Kakashi stared at the masked man and said, "That mask seems to be. Are you a pursuit ninja from Kaguya?" The masked man said, "As expected of you. You know so much." Naruto asked with a puzzled look. "Chasing ninjas," Sakura said. "You don't even know how to chase ninjas, do you? We learned that in school, right?" Then, she explained to Naruto, the so-called pursuit ninja is to face people like Zabuza who, for some reason, draw their swords against their own ninja village and leave the ninja village. They are responsible for chasing them. They are professional assassination ninjas. In order to prevent them from revealing the secrets of the ninja village, isn't this common sense? You should spend more time studying it, the masked man said. "Yes, I am a ninja from the Kaguya pursuit unit whose mission is to hunt escaped ninjas." Kakashi thought to himself, judging from his size and voice, he should be about the same age as Naruto and the others. He is a pursuit ninja. He doesn't look like an ordinary kid at all. Chapter 137 Unfair. At this moment, Naruto rushed to the tree where the masked man was, gritted his teeth, and shouted at the masked man, "What are you doing?" The masked man was a little confused. Naruto pointed at him and shouted, "I'm talking about you." Kakashi stood up and said soothingly, "Don't worry, Naruto, he is not an enemy." Naruto said unconvincedly, "That's not what I want to ask. I want to ask, that's Zabuza. That Zabuza was actually killed by him. He was such a powerful guy. He was easily killed by a little kid like me." Naruto said with tears in his voice, aggrieved. "In this case, aren't we just like idiots? I don't accept this." This reversal stunned everyone in the ninja world. I thought Naruto wanted to speak up for Zabuza, but it turns out he just wasn't convinced. Haha. Naruto is shocked? In fact, in this ninja world, Naruto's strength at this age is still far behind those true geniuses. Apart from anything else, Garo is much stronger than Naruto is now when he was a child, right? Naruto doesn't know that this ninja world is bigger than he imagined. I wonder how many astonishing geniuses there are. Sand Hidden Village. After seeing this scene, Qiu laughed and said, "Is he so frustrated? He is the savior after all. If he knew about Scorpion, I wonder." Having said this, Qiu paused and the smile on her face disappeared. Seeing this, Luosha sighed softly on screen. Kakashi comforted her, "Okay, I understand your disbelief. However, this is also true." After that, Kakashi rubbed Naruto's hair vigorously. "In this world, there are little brats who are smaller than you and stronger than me." Sasuke gritted his teeth secretly. If Naruto was like this, what about him who was more eager for power? He's even more unwilling than Naruto. He obviously worked harder than anyone else, but that was all. Ninja world. I seem to understand Naruto and Sasuke's feelings. I have heard about Sharingan Kakashi's resume. He has always been a genius among geniuses since he was a child. Does the kind of person he mentioned really exist? Younger than Naruto, yet stronger than Kakashi. Isn't that too unfair? Am I really here to make up the numbers? Then what is the meaning of my existence? Cannon fodder when the ninja world is in crisis. This world has never been fair. Pure Land. Madara also thought of this. He said in a deep voice, "Infinite Tsukuyomi is a fair world." He not only wants peace in the ninja world, infinite Tsukuyomi, but also a dream that can make everyone happy in the real world. The unattainable dreams of ordinary people can be realized in the moon dream, Hashirama. One day you will understand that my direction is the right one. Somewhere in the ninja world, Zabuza said to Bai, who was wearing a kimono beside him. It seems that you will not be a useless tool to me in the future. Yes, Master Zabuza. I will try my best to be a tool that satisfies you. Zabuza stopped talking, leaned against the tree holding the beheading sword, and continued watching the live broadcast on screen. Kakashi faints from using the Sharingan excessively. Naruto screamed miserably, as if his teacher Kakashi was dead. Kakashi overused his Sharingan, and the price he paid was that he had difficulty even turning over within a week. Kakashi always had an uneasy feeling in his heart, and he thought he must have missed something. After analyzing with Sasuke, Kakashi came to the conclusion, "What are you guys mumbling about?" Kakashi said calmly. "I'm afraid Zabuza is still alive, Dazuna, Sakura, Naruto." Then he explained that the two flying needles were only for medical purposes and could put people into a state of suspended animation. Next scene. In order to improve their strength to deal with Zabuza's attack, Kakashi taught the three people to climb trees using two crutches. After Kakashi finished explaining, Naruto said confidently, "This kind of training is a piece of cake for me. After all, I am the fastest growing person." Kakashi said helplessly, "Stop talking nonsense and quickly choose a tree to climb." The three of them formed seals and gathered chakra at the soles of their feet. At a certain moment, the three of them opened their eyes at the same time and ran towards the big tree. Naruto took 2 steps and fell from the tree. Sasuke ran halfway up the tree, and just as he was about to fall, he used the Qiu Li in his hand to mark the tree. After landing, he reflected, "I didn't expect it to be so difficult to maintain a certain amount of chakra. If the chakra is too strong, it will be bounced back. If it is too weak, it will not produce absorption force and become like that. As for what is that, of course it was Naruto, who had a big bump on the back of his head and was rolling on the ground in pain." Kakashi looked at this scene with dead fish eyes. "Forget it, the gap between Naruto and Sasuke is about this, right?" As for Sakura, surprisingly simple. At this moment, Sakura had climbed to the top of the tree and was sitting on a branch looking at Naruto and Sasuke below. Kakashi said, "Currently, the person who controls chakra the best seems to be Sakura, a girl." Naruto had a big bump on his head and was really happy for Sakura. "Sakura is amazing. You are worthy of being my favorite." It was obvious that he was really happy for Sakura. Sasuke let out a. Sakura lowered her head and thought to herself, "I want Sasuke's approval. Why is it always like this?" Kakashi narrowed his eyes and smiled. "No, it's not just about understanding chakra, but also controlling and sustaining it. In this case, the person closest to the Hokage should be Sakura, right? It's different from someone else." Naruto, who was implied, Kakashi continued, "Also, the Uchiha clan is surprisingly not that powerful, right?" Sasuke frowned slightly. Sakura pointed at Kakashi and loudly accused him, "Teacher, you are so annoying." She thought in her heart, "Will Sasuke hate me too?" But Kakashi thought, "That being said, Naruto and Sasuke have a lot of chakra in their possession that Sakura can't even begin to compare to. If this practice goes well, it will become a huge fortune in ninja world." Is this the legendary one who says one thing in public and another in private? I didn't expect Kakashi to have such an interesting side. In his heart, he approves of Naruto and Sasuke, but on the surface, he deliberately speaks to provoke them in order to motivate them. Sakura is indeed not ordinary. This kind of chakra control is very suitable for practicing illusion and medical ninjutsu. As long as she specializes in one direction, she will definitely become an excellent ninja in the future. It has been a while since the beginning of the Naruto and Sasuke microfilm, and the hearts of everyone in the ninja world have gradually calmed down because of the daily plot of Team 7. What no one knows is that a character will soon appear on the screen, whose face alone will be enough to stir up waves in the hearts of most men. Chapter 138. By on screen it was already evening. Naruto rushed to a high place and made a mark with a Qiu Li in his hand. After landing, he looked at Sasuke. Damn it! Damn it! Sasuke actually climbed up again. As Sasuke fell, he couldn't help but grit his teeth. Damn it! It's gradually catching up with me. Naruto gritted his teeth. Damn it! No, no. Sasuke has distracted me and I can't concentrate. Ninja world, haha. These two are not the reincarnations of Indra and Ajuro, but the reincarnations of abominable spirit, right? Naruto doesn't want to fall behind Sasuke at all, and Sasuke doesn't want to be surpassed by Naruto. These two have become enemies in this life. It seems that the bond between Naruto and Sasuke has been established. Judging from the plots of the first two movies, these two will probably become enemies in the later stages of the movie. On screen Naruto closed his eyes and recalled what Sakura had taught him in memory. Naruto whispered to Sakura, tell me the trick. I won't tell Sasuke. Listen, because using chakra requires mental energy, you can't be too nervous or too obsessed. In order to allow a certain amount of chakra to continuously gather at the soles of your feet, you must relax and focus your mind on the tree. End of memories. Concentrate. Okay. This is the feeling, this works. Naruto had a smile on his face and just took a step forward. Hey. Where are the roads? After a flurry of activity, Naruto finally fell to the ground. He raised his head and said angrily, really? What's the matter with you? I'm concentrating, don't disturb me. Sasuke hesitated. What? Naruto crossed his arms across his chest. This guy actually took the initiative to talk to me. It's really rare. Sasuke's eyelids twitched slightly and his cheeks gradually turned red. He asked shyly, before, you asked Sakura for the secret, right? At this point, he turned his head slightly. What did she tell you? After Naruto blinked, the curve of his mouth became wider and wider. I won't tell you, Sasuke. Ninja World Pucci. Naruto did a great job. It feels like the evil Hashirama was doing to Madara. Why doesn't Sasuke ask Sakura himself? I'm sure Sakura would be happy to tell him, but Sasuke doesn't like Sakura at all. If he takes the initiative to look for Sakura, she will misunderstand him, right? If you don't like her, then don't give her hope. Sasuke did a good job in this regard. Even though the opportunity to improve his strength was right in front of him, he didn't go to Sakura to ask. I always feel that Sasuke is simply too embarrassed to admit his shame. On screen evening Naruto and Sasuke are arguing over who eats more, not wanting to be outdone. Both of them ate the rice in their bowls with big mouthfuls. After a moment, they both raised their wrists at the same time and said in unison, another bowl. After the two looked at each other for a moment, they simultaneously leaned to one side and started vomiting. Sakura, who was eating, had a well sign on her forehead. If you want to vomit, then stop eating. Sasuke tilted his head and said stubbornly, no. I want to eat. Naruto also said, even if I have to endure it, I have to eat. I have to become stronger soon. Kakashi nodded silently and said, but it's wrong to vomit after eating. Screen turn. Next scene Naruto was lying on the ground, dirty all over, sleeping. In the picture, a delicate hand appears and picks a bunch of medicinal herbs. The screen changes, shown the back of this person. Then, he turned to the front face. An incredibly delicate face appeared on the screen. Somewhere in the ninja world a ninja team was talking, and after seeing this scene, the four of them held their breath. This is, one of the teammates' eyes widened. This is beautiful. Ahem. Does anyone know where this place is? I want to go there and pick some wild grass. Another teammate's face looked like a cooked shrimp, and the temperature was so high that the teammates next to him could feel it. What a nice view. Different versions of this scene were played out in many places in the ninja world. On screen by finally discovered Naruto lying on the ground, and especially after seeing the other party's Konoha for a protector, he frowned slightly in his mind. He recalled the words Naruto had shouted at him while standing under the tree. Bai moved his feet and came close to Naruto, where he stayed for a long time. Then, he slowly moved his hand towards Naruto's neck. Ninja world, no. Stop it, beautiful lady. He is our savior. Don't go astray. This beautiful lady is the Kage pursuit ninja who took Zabuza away. Judging from the sister's behavior, she really did rescue Zabuza. Damn it. That traitor named Zabuza actually let such a beautiful woman wander around with him? How cruel he is. On screen Bai's hand paused for a moment. Then he patted Naruto's shoulder and said softly, you'll catch a cold if you sleep here. Naruto sat up with a groan, rubbed his eyes and asked, who are you? Bai smiled slightly. Ninja world, her smile is so deceptive. It makes me feel that she has a crush on me even through the screen. If she smiles at me like this, I feel like she will definitely not refuse me if I confess my feelings to her. This girl looks even more beautiful when she smiles, coupled with her gentle temperament and soft voice. I've fallen for her. Fortunately, she didn't take the opportunity to kill Naruto, otherwise I would be in trouble. On screen Naruto blushed slightly when he saw Bai's expression. He stretched out his index finger and gently scratched his face and asked, did you wake me up? Big sister. So, what are you doing here, picking herbs? Herbs? Bai smiled and narrowed his eyes. Yes, that's right. To heal injuries or illnesses. Naruto sat cross-legged, looked at Bai in front of him and said, big sister, you have to come to pick the fruits so early in the morning. You must be very tired, you are the one. What are you doing in a place like this so early in the morning? Naruto said seriously, Practice. Bai blinked and asked, are you a ninja or something? Look at your forward protector, Ninja World. She gave me sex. I felt like I was going to die. My heart was beating so fast. Women are really good at acting, especially beautiful women. She clearly knows that Naruto is a ninja, but she's still pretending to know nothing and not revealing a single clue. If I were Naruto, even if she revealed her true colors, I wouldn't have the heart to expose her. This sister is one of the most beautiful people I have ever seen. In my opinion, the most attractive thing about her is her temperament. Just from her temperament, it's hard to tell that she would help a traitor like Zabuza. She looks like a kind person with a beautiful face and a good heart. On screen Naruto was surprised. Do I look like him? Do I look like him? That's right. I am a ninja, eh? You are really amazing. Naruto scratched his head embarrassedly and grinned foolishly. Bai lowered his eyes. But, why do we need to practice? Chapter 139. She said she was a man. Naruto smiled and said, I want to become stronger, but you already look very strong. No. I want to become stronger. What is that for? Naruto clenched his fists and said firmly, I want to become the strongest ninja in the village. Let everyone recognize my strength. And now I have to prove something to everyone. Bai asked, is it for someone? Or is it for yourself? Naruto was stunned seeing this. Bai covered his mouth and chuckled. Do you have any significant other? Naruto murmured these words. Important. Big sister, what do you want to say? Bai fell silent in memory. Bai Zhang, like a beggar, stood in front of the garbage dump. Whenever someone came to throw away garbage, he would go forward and rummage around to see if there was any food inside. Behind Bai, a big dog kept barking at him. He turned around and looked at it expressionlessly. The next moment, the big dog flew out. Bai turned around and continued to search the trash can. Just then, two little puppies rushed over, stood in front of the big dog and bared their teeth at him. Bai heard the noise and turned around. After seeing this scene, he was stunned. Screen turned. Bai, who was covered in dirt, hugged his knees and sat on a bridge. At this moment, Bai heard footsteps and looked up. Zabuza glanced at him, and the two of them stared at each other for a long time. Poor little devil. Zabuza walked up to Bai, squatted down and said, no one needs people like you. In the future, there will be no freedom and no dreams, only death. Bai's eye narrowed his eyes. Big brother has the same eyes as mine. Zabuza looked at him in shock. End of memories. Bai Kai said to Naruto, people will only become truly strong when they want to protect something important. Ninja World, I understand. What my sister means is that you can't become stronger just by practicing. You also need to have the belief in protecting the important people in your heart. Only in this way can you become stronger. My sister is pretty, so whatever she says is right. Is this her own philosophy, or is she trying to give Naruto some advice? She was so pitiful when she was little. I see. She was picked up by Zabuza when she was young. I understand. Now let's go wander around the ninja world and pick up little Lawless. They have the same eyes. What does that mean? Pure Land Hashirama gave the same thumbs up as Emperor Kai. The little girl is right. As long as you have something you want to protect in your heart, you will become stronger. On screen Naruto recalled his own experience and said with a smile, yes, I know this very well too. Bai bent down and picked up the basket of herbs, and said to Naruto, you will become stronger. Bai turned around. Let's meet again somewhere if there's a chance. He took a few steps, and as if he had thought of something, he said, and then, I am a man. Naruto covered his head with his hands in disbelief. How is this possible? She's obviously cuter than Sakura. Ninja World, what? What did I hear? She's a man. She said she's a man. When this man said this, his face looked like it had collapsed. No. I don't believe it. She is a woman. I said she is. She is. Woo. How is this possible? Her voice is so nice, and she doesn't sound like a man. Did I just fall out of love? I can't accept this result. Why is there such a beautiful boy? Pure Land Hashirama looked stunned. Huh? Did I hear it right? This girl said she is a man. Izuna rubbed her eyes. You must be kidding, right? How can you be a man if you look like this? On screen after Bai left, Naruto was still doubting his life. Why? It's incredible. This world is full of mysteries. Sasuke walked up to him and tapped him on the head. Did you forget to eat? You're such an idiot. Screen turned training tree climbing in the forest. Naruto, Sakura called out and looked around. There was no sign of Naruto. What is Naruto doing? Sasuke too said he was going out for a walk and never came back. With a whoosh sound, a kunai came from far away and stabbed into the feet of Sakura and Kakashi. Kakashi, who was leaning on a cane, took a step back. Subconsciously the two looked up and saw Naruto lying on a branch at the top of the tree, grinning at them. Has Naruto been able to climb that high? That's amazing, Naruto asked the two people. How is it? I can already climb to such a high place. After saying that, he jumped up and stood directly on the tree branch, but because his body was unstable, he shook violently. Wow, Sakura subconsciously shouted, idiot. Then I saw Naruto's body falling down. Ah! Sakura closed her eyes and screamed in despair. Kakashi's pupils shrank. Oops! Naruto hung upside down on a tree branch and said to the two with a smile, just kidding, I've been fooled. Ho ha, Sakura said angrily, don't scare people. Really? But at this moment, something unexpected happened. Naruto's feet that were sticking to the branch suddenly loosened and he fell from the tree. At this moment, Sasuke rushed out with a swoosh, stepped on the tree trunk to gain leverage, and leaped up suddenly to grab Naruto's ankle. Sasuke hung upside down on a tree branch and said to Naruto, who was caught by him, you are such an idiot. Sakura shouted with admiration, wow. As expected of Sasuke, so amazing. Kakashi smiled and said, these guys have made great progress. Ninja World. This time Naruto can't say that Sasuke likes to steal the spotlight. I finally understand why so many girls like Sasuke. Even a grown man like me thinks he's handsome. Naruto and Sasuke's relationship is getting better and better. When Sasuke grabbed Naruto's feet, it seemed that he was relieved. That pretty sister must be lying to Naruto, right? She's actually a girl. On screen the next day when Kakashi, Sakura and Sasuke arrived at the bridge, they found that all the workers who were repairing the bridge had been knocked unconscious. Just at this moment, thick fog rose from all around. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Kakashi. You are still the same as always, with these little brats. He's shaking all over again. How pitiful. Sasuke's pupils contracted and he saw that they were surrounded by 7 water clones of Zabuza. Sasuke raised the corners of his mouth and said to the water clone in front of him, this is the trembling of joy before the battle. Kakashi was very confident in Sasuke this time. He said calmly, go ahead, Sasuke. As soon as he finished speaking, Zabuza raised his beheading sword and slashed towards Sasuke. Shhhhhh. After 7 sounds, Sasuke landed on the ground. At the same time, Zabuza's clone turned into a pool of water and disappeared. Zabuza walked out from the darkness. Oh? You can see through the water clones now? That kid, you've made a lot of progress? Your opponent has appeared. Shiro. Chapter 140. Opposite the two of them, Sasuke stared at the masked man and said, I'll take care of that guy. What? Sasuke frowned and said, what kind of trick is this? I hate those pretentious kids the most. This trick, of course, refers to the incident in which Bai pretended to be the Kurigakure pursuit force and rescued Zabuza. Sakura blushed and said admiringly, so handsome, Sasuke. Kakashi was speechless. I won't complain about what Sasuke said, but Sakura, Bai man said nonchalantly, what an amazing young man. Zabuza snorted, go. Yes, next Sakura is responsible for protecting Dasuna. Kakashi versus Zabuza. On the other side, Sasuke was fighting back and forth with Bai using physical skills. The two men's weapons collided, making a ding sound. Bai said, although I don't want to kill you, it seems that you have no intention of retreating. What stupid things are you talking about? Bai heard his answer and said, as expected. But next time, you won't be able to keep up with my speed. Besides, I already have 2 advantages. 2 advantages? First, it is the water sprinkled around you, and second, I have restrained one of your hands. Therefore, you can only defend against my attack. As he spoke, Bai stretched out his other hand and formed a seal with one hand. Secret technique, 1,000 killings. Water flying. Ninja World, you're actually using one hand to make a seal? I've never seen a ninja do that before. This beautiful boy named Bai is also a very talented genius. Even after using the secret technique, he was still kicked away by Sasuke. It seems that Sasuke is more talented. Then, they saw Shiro start to get serious. Frozen? Could it be an ice escape? Shiro is actually a blood limit ninja. On screen, Bai used the magic mirror ice crystal, and a series of ice mirrors surrounded Sasuke. The densely packed ice 1,000 thorns pierced Sasuke, leaving him with no power to fight back. The kunai in his hand flew out. Without a weapon, he could only hold his head and cry out in pain. Kakashi wanted to go over to help, but was stopped by Zabuza. The kunai that Sakura threw at Sasuke was also caught by Bai's hands just when everyone was in despair. SHH, a shuriken hit Bai's mask and knocked Bai out of the ice mirror. Then, with a bang, a cloud of smoke rose. Sasuke lay on the ground and turned his head to look. That idiot, a guy who loves to show off. The smoke slowly cleared and Naruto struck a pose. Uzumaki Naruto, come and join the battle, Ninja World. Wow. Naruto's rescue is so cool. As expected, the hero is always the last to appear. Well, although this rescue is very cool, even if Naruto can create many shadow clones, it will be troublesome to be trapped by Bai's magic mirror ice crystal. Right, you have to have some confidence in Naruto. He is our savior. On his way to growth, he must have defeated powerful enemies one after another. On screen Naruto looked at the masked man and said, "Masked boy, are you really Zabuza's companion? You actually lied to us." Bai bowed slightly. "I'm sorry." Naruto was stunned, obviously not expecting the masked man to actually apologize to him. Bai continued, "But, your teacher should have said it too, right? Deceiving the opponent and aiming for flaws is the essence of a ninja. Please don't resent me." Just as he said this, Sasuke in the ice mirror saw that Bai's attention was on Naruto, and threw a kunai at Bai. Bai just raised his head slightly and easily dodged the kunai. Naruto and Sasuke were both stunned. Bai said to Sasuke, "I haven't forgotten about you either. To be honest, I also hope that you can be defeated by me honestly, but it seems that I can't do it. Okay, I'll deal with you first." As he said this, he walked straight past Naruto. Naruto came back to his senses and quickly shouted, "Hey! I said you, Naruto. I'll fight you later." As soon as he finished speaking, Bai merged into the ice mirror. Sasuke inside suffered the same situation as before. He was stabbed by dense swarms of ice, thousand spears, and didn't even have the chance to fight back. Naruto, who was outside, saw that Sasuke was suddenly seriously injured. Kakashi thought to himself, all we can do now is to attack both inside and outside at the same time. Sakura, seeing through the mirror's true self, "Naruto, I'll take care of this." "Sasuke, I will attack from the inside, and then only Naruto can attack from the outside." Just as he thought of this, a face that deserved a slap appeared in front of him. "Hey! I'm here to save you, Sasuke," Naruto asked with a smile. "Are you okay?" "Sasuke, Sakura," Kakashi closed his eyes in despair. "You caught me off guard. What are you trying to do?" Pure Land. The corner of Kushina's mouth twitched. Although she knew her son and Sasuke would not die, she was still a little worried. Minato held his forehead speechlessly. Ninja World. Ha. Even though the atmosphere is tense, Naruto is so funny. I guess Sasuke must want to beat up Naruto now. Sasuke's expression makes me want to laugh. I thought Naruto would be trapped in the magic mirror, but he ran in by himself. On screen Sasuke clenched his fists. This super idiot. As a ninja, you need to act more cautiously, Naruto retorted in dissatisfaction. What? It's rare for me to come to save you, if you are also in the mirror. Damn it. Forget it. You idiot. Sasuke stood up. In this case, the only option is to destroy the mirror. He quickly formed seals with his hands. Fire escape. Naruto sat on the ground and asked, "Hey, what are you going to do?" "This is a mirror formed by freezing water. That's it." Big fireball technique. After the flames burned out, Naruto looked at the ice mirror that had only melted a little bit, and stood up and said, "Isn't it completely useless?" Next moment several senbon attacked Naruto and Sasuke. Damn it. Where did the attack come from? A clone. Naruto formed a seal with his hands. Shadow clone technique. SHHHHH. After a few sounds, before Naruto could react, all of his shadow clones were blown up by Bai, who was moving quickly in the ice mirror. Naruto's body hit the ground again. Damn it. What on earth is going on? How can I die in a place like this? I still have dreams I want to realize. Bai in the ice mirror murmured. Dream, it is difficult for me to become a complete ninja. If possible, I don't want to kill you, and I don't want to be killed by you, but, if you insist on drawing your swords, I will kill my own soul and become a completely cruel ninja. This bridge connects our dreams. It is everyone's battlefield. I fight for my dream, and you fight for yours. Please don't hate me. I want to protect the people who are important to me. Ninja World. Zabuza is the most important person to Shiro. And if it weren't for Zabuza, Shiro wouldn't be alive today, right? Although he is the enemy of our savior, it is hard for me to dislike Bai. Maybe it's because Bai, Naruto and Sasuke just have different positions? Besides, Bai is a person with a lot of stories. Chapter 141. Sasuke, you died miserably. It is always difficult for people to dislike people who have their own beliefs. On screen Bai's voice continued. Acting for that person, fighting for that person, wanting to make that person's dream come true. This is my dream. For this, I can become a complete ninja. Kill you. After saying that, he took out 1,000 books. Naruto used the shadow clone technique again. This time, While the shadow clone was being blown up, Bai took the opportunity to throw a senbon at Sasuke. Sasuke cried out in pain. Naruto fell to the ground, stood up and created another shadow clone. Sasuke has gradually analyzed the weaknesses of this technique, but he is helpless against Haku, who is impossible to capture. The next moment, Sasuke was knocked away by senbon. Sasuke, Naruto just yelled when he was stabbed by several senbon. Just then, a shrill scream was heard from a distance. Sasuke pushed himself up and came to Naruto's side. That was Sakura's voice just now. Did something happen? Naruto stood up with difficulty. Sakura, we have to find a solution first. It's time to go. Naruto formed hand seals, chakra burst out of his body, and ran out of the ice mirror. When he ran to the ice mirror, Bai's figure appeared and blocked his way. Naruto turned around and ran in another direction. Bai followed closely behind. At this moment, Sasuke reminded loudly, Naruto. Behind. As soon as Naruto turned around, he was knocked away by senbon. Sasuke hurried over and asked, can you stand up? Naruto said with difficulty, okay, stop wasting chakra, that will play into that guy's hands. Naruto just stood up and fell down again. Bai's figure appeared in the ice mirror in front of Sasuke. It's almost a showdown. After saying that, he threw out several thousand copies. Seeing this, Sasuke picked up the senbon on the ground and blocked the flying senbon one by one. Bai was startled. What? Ninja world has Sasuke's terrifying growth rate. I really am here to make up the numbers in this world. These geniuses really make me feel inferior. It can be seen that although Bai said he wanted to kill Naruto and Sasuke, he still has no intention of killing them now. Muai Village Minaga Shrine. As expected of Master Sasuke, his talent is comparable to those of true geniuses, and his growth in battle is even faster. Fugaku also seemed satisfied with Sasuke's performance and growth. In terms of strength, there is indeed a big gap between him and Haku, who possesses the Ice Release Bloodline Genkai, but Sasuke can always keep calm and think during the battle, always analyzing the opponent's weaknesses. On screen, after blocking the senbon, Sasuke knelt on one knee and shouted to Naruto, who was motionless beside him, stand up. You big idiot. Naruto moved his body and struggled to sit up. I know. You are so long-winded, Bai thought to himself. They were all aimed at the acupuncture points that could cause fatal injuries, but they were blocked one by one. Next moment, Bai's figure appeared in several ice mirrors. Countless thousands of them shot towards Naruto and Sasuke. Bai watched Sasuke's actions to resist the senbon, and analyzed in his mind, is it a coincidence? No. It's not. Not only that, he was also worried about his companions while fighting me. In the picture, Sasuke used his legs to push Naruto, who had just struggled to stand up, away. Then he quickly jumped away. The next moment, the original ground was hit by several senbon. Bai's figure disappeared. Sasuke was shocked. Disappeared? Where did it go? He had a bad feeling in his heart. Naruto. Don't faint here. I can't take care of you anymore. Naruto sat up again and muttered, who asked you to take care of? Then, he fell to the ground again with a plop. Bai's voice sounded, it seems that the boy over there has exceeded his limit. In the ice mirror, the figure of Bai holding senbon appeared. Your movements are very flexible. However, I will stop you from now on. Your motor function, reflexes, and ability to judge the situation should have reached their limits. Sasuke sized Arcana coming. Calm down. Focus, then, see through him. Sasuke leaned over, picked up Naruto beside him and jumped to the side. Bai was surprised and said, you actually saw through it completely? How could it be? Then he met Sasuke's eyes. Is that? Sharingan, my movements will also fall within his range of vision. His eyes can already grasp me. Attacking him directly is the worst option. In that case, Shiro turned his gaze towards Naruto. Sasuke's pupils shrank and he rushed directly towards Naruto. After a moment, Naruto looked up. He saw Haku lying on the ground not far away, and Sasuke standing in front of him blocked all the senbon. Sasuke said weakly, really, you always get in the way. Naruto looked surprised. That's great, Sasuke. When he said this, he saw the densely packed senbon on Sasuke's back. Naruto froze, the smile on his face slowly disappearing. Sasuke asked weakly, what's that expression on your face? You're such an idiot. Naruto's pupils trembled. Why do you want to protect me? How do I know? Sasuke recalled the time he spent with Naruto. I obviously hate you the most. Naruto looked at the dying Sasuke and shouted at him in despair. Why? Why did you come to save me? You are too nosy. Who knows? My body just pounced on me naturally, idiot. Having said this, His body could no longer support him and he fell down. Naruto quickly rushed forward and held him up. Sasuke said to Naruto in a trembling voice, "Don't die." After saying that, his hands slowly dropped down. Lost consciousness. Naruto hugged Sasuke's cold body, his eyes filled with tears. Ninja world. Will the reincarnation of Indra use his own life to save the reincarnation of Ajiro? Perhaps it's just because Sasuke is kinder than all the previous reincarnations of Indra. No way. Sasuke died just like that? Then what about him in the future? Could it be that Sasuke is actually immortal? After all, he didn't die even after being stabbed through the heart by Madara. It's hard for me to imagine that the Sasuke who used his body to block Naruto is the same person as the Sasuke in the future with cold eyes who wants to kill all the tailed beasts. If Sasuke hadn't died, then his bond with Naruto would have surpassed the reincarnations of Indra and Ashura. Right, Rain Country. Naruto's eyes were filled with tears. He could never have imagined that the arrogant guy whom he hated even through the screen would actually use his body to block a fatal attack for him. Sas, you died miserably. Wow, I don't hate you anymore. In particular, he saw on the screen that when Bai was throwing 1,000 swords at him, Sasuke used his body to block it for him, and then grabbed Bai's clothes and threw him out. Obviously, Sasuke had used his body to block attacks for him more than once. He saw more than the self on the screen. Naruto completely broke down in tears, with tears and snot streaming down his face. Chapter 142. Pure Fire Nation. Itachi covered his heart. Even though he knew that Sasuke would not die in such a place, he still felt an uncontrollable pain in his heart when he saw this scene. Muai village. Sasuke stood in front of Naruto without hesitation. Even though he knew he would die, my opinion of the Uchiha clan has completely changed. They will also choose to sacrifice themselves for their companions. As soon as the live broadcast is over, I will cast my vote for the Uchiha. This vote is just for Sasuke. Uchiha clan land. Sasuke looked incredulous. Would I go to that extent for that idiot? Yes, that guy is annoying, but if we look at him from before reincarnation, he is my Ao. Thinking of this, Sasuke nodded slightly. That's it, he did it for Huo Dao from his previous life. On screen, Bai's body merged back into the ice mirror. Is this the first time you've encountered the death of a companion? This is the path of a ninja. A circle of steam rose up around Naruto. Then, red chakra shot up into the sky and the earth began to crack. Unforgivable. Naruto opened his vertical pupils. I'm going to kill you. Bai shrank back. What's going on with this chakra? Impossible. It is actually possible to materialize chakra. Besides, this chakra is too amazing. Right, who is this young man? The wounds on Naruto's body healed quickly, and the chakra gathered on his head condensed into a huge fox head. Naruto turned his head and looked at Shiro with a fierce look. Ninja world, so this is what a Jinchuriki looks like when he loses control. This chakra is too amazing, isn't it? Just one loss of control can cause such damage. On screen, with a nice mirror being shattered, Naruto had completely gained the upper hands in the battle with Haku. Naruto grabbed one of Haku's arms and punched him hard on the mask. Bai's body flew out directly. Then he stood up, and the mask on his face shattered. Bai murmured in a low voice, "Mr. Zabuza, I can't beat this kid." He watched as Naruto charged towards him. "Mr. Zabuza, At this time Naruto's fist stopped right in front of Shiro's eyes. The vertical pupils in Naruto's eyes disappeared. "You are then?" Bai asked softly. "Why don't you fight? I killed your most important companion, can't you kill me?" Naruto gritted his teeth and punched Haku in the face. Hateful. Bai fell to the ground, spitting out blood. He wiped the corner of his mouth, stood up and said, "Where did your momentum go? You can't defeat me with your current strength. Isn't he a very important person to you?" People often misunderstand and sympathize with enemies who should be defeated and give them a chance to live. To me, this is not mercy at all, do you know? Having no dreams, not being needed by anyone, is just the pain of living. Naruto asked, "What do you want to say? Zabuza doesn't need weak ninjas. You took away the reason for my existence." At this point, Bai had already made up his mind to die. Then, he began to narrate, "I was born in a small village in the land of water, which was covered with deep snow. Although we lived a poor life relying on farming for a living, my parents were content with the status quo and were very happy. My parents were really kind, but, as far as I can remember, something happened. My father killed my mother and wanted to kill me." Naruto's eyes widened in shock when he heard his words. Naruto was not the only one who was shocked. Ninja world. Although he killed Sasuke, his experience was too. Sasuke won't die. I just don't know how he will survive. He killed his wife and wanted to kill his child. How crazy is this? Is the Water Kingdom really that chaotic? Since I watched the live broadcast, I've learned more every second. How could there be such a husband and father? I really want to teach that guy a lesson. On screen Bai was lost in memories. The land of water, which has experienced a long civil war, is very wary of people with bloodline limits. Because of their special abilities, they are used to participate in various disputes. They are even regarded as terrible beings that bring war and disaster to the country. After the war, that clan hid their power and lived in anonymity. If anyone knew this secret, only death would await them. In the picture, young Bai showed his newly awakened ability in front of his mother, but his mother collapsed, slapped him hard, and yelled at him, "Why? Why even this child? How could it be?" After yelling, Bai's mother burst into tears. I'm sorry. Bai. This scene happened to be seen by Bai's father after joining forces with the villagers to kill his mother. His father also wanted to kill the young, and Bai exploded with his abilities during his emotional breakdown when he came to his senses. Those people were already dead. Bai looked at Naruto in front of him and said, "Then, at that time, I thought I was like this. No. I had to think I was like this. Then I realized that this was the most painful thing. It seems like I am completely unnecessary in this world." Naruto's pupils trembled. Isn't this the same as me? Bai continued to say to Naruto, "You told me this. Become the strongest ninja in the village. Let everyone recognize you. If someone appears who recognizes your existence from the bottom of their heart, then that person should become the most important person to you." Zabuza knew that I was the one who inherited the bloodline limit, and even though he knew that, he still took me in. This ability that everyone hates, yet he chose to need me. In memory, Zabuza asked the young boy, "Little boy, do you want someone to need you? Can you give everything for me?" The two looked at each other for a long time, and Bai nodded. "From today on, your abilities belong to me." End of memories. Bai lowered his head and murmured, "I'm sorry Zabuza, I couldn't be the weapon you needed." He walked slowly towards Naruto. "Naruto, please, kill me." Somewhere in the ninja world, Zabuza glanced at Shiro, who was standing obediently beside him. "If you face this situation again in the future, you don't have to commit suicide like this. You can only be useful to me if you are alive. Do you understand?" "Bai, yes, Mr. Zabuza." Zabuza pondered for a moment, then patted Bai's shoulder. He felt somewhat relieved. It is said that human hearts are hard to predict, and a ninja like him cannot trust anyone easily, but the live broadcast told him that Bai's loyalty to him was pure. It's so pure that just by being defeated by others, one starts to doubt oneself. On screen, Kakashi's summoning ninja dog rebits Zabuza. "Zabuza, you are a little too proud. Your ambition is too big. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels." Chapter 143 IN number 039, LL Never See You Again. After the assassination attempt on the Mizukage and the failed coup, you had no choice but to take several of your subordinates to the wilderness and become a fugitive ninja. Your name soon spread to the Konoha ninja village, and you raised funds for revenge, but also to escape the pursuit and revenge of the pursuing ninjas. "Zabuza, you think I survived only by relying on the Sharingan? Then this time it will not be by copying, but by my own ninjutsu." After that, Kakashi formed seals with his hands, and blue arcs appeared in his hands. "You are too dangerous. The Desna you want to kill is the courage of this country. The bridge Desna built is the hope of this country. For your ambition, many people have been sacrificed. That is not what a ninja should do. I don't care. I will fight for my ideals. This will not change in the future." The other side by Dandan said, "Kill me, come. Hurry up." Naruto took a step back. "What are you still hesitating about?" Naruto shouted, "I absolutely do not agree with this. Is being a strong person the only reason for you to live in this world? Besides fighting, wouldn't it be better if you could get others to agree with you in other aspects?" Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land. Sasuke's mouth twitched. "Although that guy is pitiful, have you ever thought about avenging me? I was killed by him." Sasuke had a feeling that his sincerity would be wasted in the future. On screen, Bai slowly said, "The day I met you in the forest, I felt that you and I were very similar." Naruto's pupils constricted. "You should understand, Zabuza had such expectations of him, but he has lost his usefulness. Zabuza wouldn't need him anymore. Sorry, I have to get your hands dirty." Naruto closed his eyes. "If I meet you somewhere else, maybe we can become friends." After saying that, he opened his eyes again, his eyes full of determination. Naruto pulled out his kunai and rushed towards Shiro because they were so similar. Naruto didn't hesitate at all. Just then, Haku's eyes widened and he covered Naruto's hand that was about to stab the kunai. "I'm sorry, Naruto." He formed a seal with one hand and said, I can't die yet." With a swish, his figure disappeared the other side. Zabuza was mentally prepared to be killed by Kakashi the next moment. There was a hiss sound and blood splattered everywhere. Zabuza's eyelids kept twitching and his pupils were trembling violently. His eyes were full of panic and anxiety. Bang bang bang, the ninja dog that bit Zabuza turned into a cloud of smoke and dissipated. Kakashi's pupils also suddenly tightened at this moment. In his eyes, Bai, who was standing in front of him, had turned into Lin at this moment. Kakashi and Zabuza had exactly the same expressions. Bai used up the last bit of his strength to tightly grasp Kakashi's wrist. "Zabuza, Ninja World," someone lamented. "Did this talented young man just die like this? What a pity. After Bai's death, I wonder if there are any more ninjas with a bloodline limit of ice escape in this world." On screen, veins popped out on Zabuza's forehead. He suppressed his emotions and said, "It is said that my future is only death? The prophecy has failed again." Kakashi looked at Bai with complicated eyes. "This child is dead. Even in death, she still held his wrist tightly." Zabuza snorted twice and said with a smile, "Well done, Bai." After saying that, he raised the beheading sword and chopped at the bodies of Kakashi and Bai. Kakashi narrowed his eyes and asked, "Do you want to kill this child as well?" "Really, I really found a treasure. In the end, I was given such a good opportunity." Seeing this, Kakashi had no choice but to move away while holding Bai. Ninja World, someone was indignant on behalf of Bai and said, "Zabuza actually wanted to chop up Bai's body as well? Bai died to save him. After so many years together, he would have feelings for Bai even if he was just a dog, right? Zabuza doesn't deserve Bai's loyalty at all." Someone shook his head and said, "Zabuza's tone is not calm. Is he suppressing his emotions?" Although he treated Bai as a tool, he never abandoned the weak Bai over the years. Instead, he patiently taught him all his skills. I guess he is not without feelings for Bai. The Shiro on the screen is no longer weak. He has become the blade in Zabuza's hand that surpasses the beheading sword. But now, Zabuza will never see this blade again. On screen, Kakashi placed Haku's body on the ground and closed his eyes. Then, he fought with Zabuza again. The other side, when Sakura saw Sasuke lying there quietly, she reached out and stroked his cheek. "It's so cold. Isn't this an illusion anymore?" Dasuna slowly said, "Even if I'm here, don't mind me. At this time, just cry." Sakura stared at Sasuke absent-mindedly and whispered, "I always get 100 points in the ninja school exams, and I remember all of the 100 or so ninja tips, and I always write down the answers with pride. There was a question in an exam one day. Please answer the questions on page 25 of Ninja Insights. As usual, I wrote down the answers. A ninja must not show his emotions under any circumstances, and must always put his mission first. He must remember that he must not cry at any time." After saying this, Sakura couldn't hold back any longer and burst into tears on Sasuke's body. Dasuna was shocked. Is this what they call a ninja? This is so painful." Naruto squeezed his heart hard. Sakura's crying became louder and louder. Ninja World, someone wiped his eyes and said, "It's true that Sasuke is dead, but I know he will be resurrected. But why am I still shedding tears with Sakura? Perhaps my emotions were infected by Sakura's sadness and Naruto's pain." Sakura's answer to Dasuna made me feel like someone was squeezing my heart hard. Ninja Heart, page 25. Is it painful? I have gotten used to it. No, I should say I'm numb to it. If Sasuke suddenly resurrected now, would Sakura, who is crying on him, be surprised? Can someone really be resurrected after death? How could that be false? Sasuke must be immortal. Otherwise, how can you explain how he could survive after being stabbed through the heart by Madara? Could it be that Indra was the reason why Sasuke was resurrected? On screen, Zabuza had two kunai stuck in his arms and was kneeling on one knee on the ground. Covered in blood, he raised his head and looked at Kakashi, who was standing not far from him. Why can't I keep up with his speed? Damn it! In the following physical confrontation, Kakashi had the absolute upper hand, easily dodging Zabuza's attacks every time and then counterattacking. Kakashi stood behind Zabuza, grabbing his neck, and two kunai appeared in his other hand. Goodbye, Ghost. At this moment, Zabuza swung the beheading sword again. Kakashi showed no more mercy and stabbed the two kunai in his hands into Zabuza's arms. His arm was stabbed by a kunai and his beheading sword was thrown away by Zabuza. This way, you won't be able to use your hands, and you won't be able to make hand seals. Chapter 144, Hell Demon. At this time, the sound of leather shoes stepping on the ground could be heard. Cardo sighed. The battle is so brutal. I am very disappointed. Zabuza, hearing the voice, everyone looked in the direction of Cardo at the same time. Behind him, there were countless thugs standing densely packed together. Zabuza asked, Kato, Why are you here? And what happened to your subordinates? Cardo laughed sinisterly twice. The battle plan has changed a little. I'm sorry, Zabuza, but please die here, Zabuza said gloomily. What did you say? If I hire a regular ninja, it would cost a lot of money, so I hire a fugitive ninja like you. If you ninjas kill each other, it will save me money and time. Really? You're still talking about Zabuza, the demon from Kage. It's really laughable. To me, you're just a cute little demon. Hearing his words, someone in the ninja world burst out laughing. You use cute kid to describe Zabuza? This guy named Kato may look annoying, but he speaks in a very interesting way. I've learned another curse word. From now on, whoever I dislike will be called a cute little devil. Somewhere veins popped out on Zabuza's forehead. This bastard. I'm going to kill him. Seeing Bai's death, he was already in a bad mood at the moment, and then he heard himself being described as cute, but then, a scene that made him even more angry appeared. I saw Cardo on the screen kicking Bai in the face. Seeing that Bai didn't react, he kicked him hard again. Zabuza stood up suddenly and gripped the hilt of the beheading sword tightly with his hand. Shiro. Let's go. Go to Wave Country. Kill that guy first. Yes. Bai's tone was still so gentle Zabuza couldn't help but rub his head. After a moment of silence, he said to Bai, who was looking up at him, Bai, from today on, you are no longer my tool. Instead, you are my most important companion. Bai was stunned. Zabuza recalled what Haku said to Naruto on the screen, and she had clearly made a decision, but changed her mind at the last minute, just to block the deadly lightning ninjutsu for him. Thinking of this, Zabuza's eyes became moist. Bai gradually came back to his senses. It's this feeling of being needed this time. He clearly felt that the person in front of him cared about him. White tears slid down her cheeks drop by drop. On screen, Cardo poked Bai's head with a cane in his hand. Huh? Is he dead? This guy. Zabuza's face was terribly gloomy. Naruto yelled, asshole. What are you doing? Asshole. Kakashi grabbed Naruto, who was about to rush forward. Don't go. Don't move. Naruto shouted at Zabuza, say something too. He is your companion, Zabuza said in a hoarse voice. Shut up, little brat. Bai is dead, Naruto asked. His body was treated like that. Are you indifferent? Haven't you always been with him? Zabuza stared at Kato and said, just like Kato used me, I also just used Bai. I should have said that we ninjas are just tools. What I want is his ability, not him. I have no regrets. Naruto looked at his back. You bastard, are you serious about saying this? Kakashi patted Naruto on the shoulder and said, don't be like this, Naruto. There is no need for you to argue with this guy. Besides, you are so long-winded. Naruto interrupted Kakashi and pointed at Zabuza and said, my enemy is still this guy. Naruto's chest heaved violently. That guy really likes you. He obviously likes you so much. But, are you really indifferent? At this point, Naruto's tone already began to tear up. After becoming as strong as you, will I really become so cold-blooded? That guy even lost his life for you, not even having my own dreams, dying as a tool. Naruto's tears continued to flow, and he took a long time to calm down before continuing to speak. This kind of thing, is really too painful. Every word Naruto said pierced the heart. Zabuza on the screen finally shed tears. Zabuza, who was outside the screen, had tears streaming down his face uncontrollably. He hugged the thin Bai. Naruto's words on the screen finally made him face his own heart. Although, they haven't spent as much time together as they do on screen, but when it comes to the sense of immersion in the story, who can compare to the people involved? The atmosphere of sadness grew between the two. Zabuza said with a choked voice, Bai. It's a relief that you're not dead. Bai's tears quickly wet Zabuza's shoulders on screen. Zabuza said with tears streaming down his face, little ghost, stop talking, Bai. He fought not only for me, but also for you. I know that guy is too gentle. It's great to finally be able to fight you. After saying these words, he bit a bandage wrapped around his face and pulled it apart, revealing his mouth. Yes, kid. The result is the same as you said. Ninjas are also human beings. They may not be able to become tools without emotions completely. A lost, little ghost, lend me the kunai. Naruto pulled out a kunai and threw it. The moment Zabuza caught the kunai with his mouth, his eyes became fierce. He rushed directly towards Cardo and his thugs. Ninja world, someone murmured in shock. Bai. Perhaps, you have met the right person in your life, someone said with tears in his eyes. Bai, did you see that in heaven? Zabuza, who is like a devil from hell for you. Your loyalty was not betrayed. Although Zabuza always said that you were just a tool, in his heart, he actually cared about you very much. On screen Zabuza's back was full of swords, but he still rushed towards Cardo. Seeing this, Cardo wanted to escape secretly, but how could his speed be comparable to Zabuza's? Before he could turn around, Zabuza had already slashed his chest with a kunai in his mouth. Cardo vomited a mouthful of blood. He was not fatally injured, so he quickly took 2 steps back. If you want to be with your companions so much, go alone. Zabuza lowered his body and said, "It's a coincidence, I didn't plan to go to the same place as Bai." He staggered in front of Cardo, put his face close, and said viciously, "You, go to hell with me. The ghosts of the Karigakure are not a big deal. If you die and go to hell, you can become a real ghost. Look forward to it. See if I am a little devil. You can check it out in hell." After saying that, Zabuza swung his body and stabbed Cardo's body with a kunai in his mouth. Chapter 145. It's snowing. The huge force directly brought Cardo into the river. Seeing this, Naruto slowly opened his mouth. Many of the thugs also had dazed expressions on their faces. Zabuza glanced back fiercely. The thugs were frightened and took a step back. Then, they unconsciously made way for Zabuza. Zabuza stumbled towards Haku's body. White. In front of him, Bai's figure seemed to appear. "Goodbye, Bai. Thank you for all this time." "I'm sorry." As soon as he finished speaking, Zabuza fell to the ground with a thump. Naruto couldn't bear to watch any longer and turned his head away. Kakashi said, "Don't turn your head away. That was the last moment of a man's life, trying desperately to survive." Off-screen Bai cried inconsolably. Zabuza had stopped crying at this moment. He smiled and patted Shiro's shoulder. At this moment, he no longer had any obsession with his ideals now. He just wants Bai to be by his side during the live broadcast. He had already experienced what it was like to lose Bai. Zabuza believes that what he should do in the future is not only to improve Bai's strength, but also his own strength. He will definitely protect Bai. Ninja World. Their stories made me feel so depressed, but my emotions were somehow released. Is Zabuza dead too? Wow. It's such a pity. Haku didn't know until his death how much Zabuza cared for him. Muai village Uchiha clan land. Sasuke rubbed his red eyes. So touching. But, I'm dead. Is there no one who can say a word for him? On screen in total darkness. Am I dead? Sakura? Sasuke slowly regained consciousness. Sakura? It's so heavy. Sakura looked up sharply when she heard Sasuke's weak voice. Sasuke. Sakura looked at Sasuke, who had opened his eyes, and hugged him tightly, crying with joy. Sasuke said weakly, "Sakura, it hurts." Hearing this, Sakura let him go. Seeing Sasuke trying to sit up, Sakura said urgently, "You can't move now." Compared to this, what about Naruto? Ninja World. Oh my god. Sasuke really came back from the dead. Is Sasuke really immortal? His body is cold, but he can still come back to life. I always feel that Haku didn't kill Sasuke at all. Zabuza said that Haku was very gentle. And Haku's character was revealed more than once in the conversation. It seems that Haku has never killed anyone. The first thing Sasuke did when he woke up was to care about Naruto. As soon as this person said this, Sasuke on the screen asked the next question. And what about the masked boy? Sakura said, "Naruto is fine. The masked boy is dead." Hearing that Bai was dead, Sasuke asked anxiously, "Dead? Was it Naruto who did it?" Sakura looked at Bai with a somewhat sad expression and explained, "No, in order to protect Zabuza." After that, she looked at Sasuke with admiration and said, as expected of Sasuke, he even avoided a fatal injury. Sasuke was a little absent-minded. That guy. Actually, from the very beginning, Sakura stood up and shouted to Naruto, "Naruto, what? Sasuke is fine. He's alive and well." Naruto turned around and saw the two men, especially after seeing Sasuke raise his hand to indicate that he was fine. Naruto's eyes were moist. He turned to look at Haku's body again, remembering what Zabuza had said to him. "Shiro fought hard for you. He is just too gentle, that guy." Kakashi also breathed a sigh of relief. "Really? Is Sasuke okay too? That's great." Then he walked over to Zabuza's side. Zabuza, who was lying on the ground, asked, "It seems to be over." Yes, Ninja World. Someone who thought Zabuza was dead looked embarrassed. It turns out Zabuza is not dead yet. Then he would be sad too early. Sure enough, my guess was correct. Bai's so handsome, he must be a good person. Of course he won't kill Sasuke. Oh, I feel such a pity for Shiro. The world needs ninjas like this the most. If there were all gentle ninjas like Shiro, the world would be peaceful, right? Fire Nation Muai Village Uchiha Clan Land. When Sasuke saw that he was alive, he didn't know whether he should be happy or sad. "So, I don't have immortality." Inside Nanga Shrine, one Uchiha Clan member looked regretful. "So Sasuke-sama is not dead." As soon as he said this, all the tribesmen looked at him. The tribesman smiled awkwardly and said, I just feel a little pity that Lord Sasuke doesn't seem to have the ability to revive from the dead. So, from this perspective, there must be another reason why future Sasuke-sama was stabbed through the heart by Madara-sama. Could it be that Madara-sama really thinks Sasuke-sama is his own brother, Izuna? So, impossible. Do you think Madara-sama has a gentle personality like Shiro? On screen Kakashi, I want to ask you a favor. I want to see that guy's face. Kakashi pulled down his forehead protector, a look of sadness in his eyes. It seemed that he could understand Zabuza's feelings at the moment. He agreed, first pulling the weapon off Zabuza's back, then picked up Zabuza and walked towards Bai's body. Class 7 and the villagers who had already driven the thugs away watched the scene in silence. At this time everyone looked up. Is it snowing? It's snowing in this season. Zabuza in Kakashi's arms stared blankly at the snowflakes in the sky. Bae, are you crying? Kakashi placed him next to Haku's body. Zabuza apologized. Sorry, Kakashi. Then he looked at Bai's face. You have always been by my side, at least in the end. Let me stay by your side if you can. I want to go to the same place as you. Naruto choked with tears and said, this guy was born in a place where it snows frequently. Kakashi said softly, really? He's a boy as pure as snow. Ninja World. Zabuza and Haku, I hope you can meet again in the distant horizon. Even if Zabuza is truly a villain, he is still a worthy opponent and a real man. Goodbye, that boy who is as pure and gentle as snow. During this mission, Team 7 established a bond. Naruto grew spiritually. Sasuke also learned how to use the Sharingan. Sakura, when he said this, the man scratched his head. Sakura, the man fell silent. Is this the gap between a mortal and a savior? On screen Team 7 buried Haku and Zabuza together at this moment. After experiencing this mission, Naruto has become determined in his own path. I've decided. I'm going to follow the ninja path, take a path you will never regret, and keep moving forward courageously. Chapter 146 Kaguya learned useful knowledge. On screen turn first round of the Chunin exam. Sorry for the long wait. I am the examiner of the first round of the Chunin selection exam, Ibiki Marino. Then, the first round of the Chunin selection exam will begin immediately. Naruto looked devastated because his first exam was a test paper. Then, a scene appeared on the screen where a group of candidates showed off their various cheating skills. Ninja World, this kind of question, let alone students, even a special Johnny like me can't answer it. The first exam is obviously to test the ninja's ability to gather intelligence, right? Sasuke actually used the Sharingan to copy other people's arm movements when answering questions? Isn't he afraid of being copied? Ha 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 ha. It would be interesting if this was copied serially. And now on the moon, Kaguya recalled all the battle scenes she had seen on the screen today. So, is it possible to fight like this? She seemed to have learned something useful on screen. Next scene, Marino Ibiki said, the waste has been almost cleared, so let's get down to business. Let's start announcing the 10th question. Naruto's face was covered in sweat. Here it comes. I can only bet on this question. Marino Ibiki continued, regarding the last question, I need to add a small condition. First, you have to choose whether you want to answer the 10th question. All the candidates were stiletto. You want to choose whether to answer the 10th question. If you do not choose, the candidate will be judged as 0 on the spot, that is, unqualified. Of course, the 2 companions will also be eliminated. Then, there is another rule. If you choose to answer a question but don't answer it correctly, then the person who answered the question will be disqualified from participating in the Chunin exam forever. As soon as these words were spoken, all the candidates were immediately excited. How can there be such a stupid rule? Marino Ibiki smiled grimly and said, your luck is too bad. This year, I am the rule. Besides, didn't I give you a way out? If you don't have confidence, just choose not to answer. Try again next year or the year after. Ninja World isn't Konoha Village's Chunin exam so strict. There are candidates from other ninja villages as well. Isn't Konoha Village too arbitrary? The test paper is so difficult. The 10th question will obviously not be too easy. As long as one person in the ninja team chooses not to answer, he will be eliminated. Why does Konoha always produce people with weird ideas? This examiner is like this, and so are those villagers in Konoha who treated Naruto badly. What should we do with Naruto? He didn't even pass the Chunin exam, did he? Naruto's test paper is blank. Is this why Naruto will always be a Jonin in the future? Any character that appears on the screen will naturally be seen by everyone. The ninja world is huge in numbers and has very different ideas, not to mention that Naruto and Sasuke have a large number of fans in the entire ninja world. Even Izuna, who has only appeared a few times, has accumulated some fans in the ninja world, especially those who have high charisma. Pure Land eyes when he thought of the blank test paper that just flashed by, and the corners of his mouth twitched. This kind of question, let alone the students, even I can't answer it. Is the theoretical knowledge question in this ninja village so perverted? Tobirama pondered. This 10th question seems to have a deeper meaning. Hoshirama looked at the test paper and scratched his head. Then he scratched his head hard again. He knew every word in the question, so why did he suddenly not understand it when they were put together on screen? Then let's get started. For those who don't answer this question, please raise your hands. After confirming your number, please leave from here. Time passes little by little. The atmosphere in the field became increasingly tense. Naruto was trembling slightly. What is the problem? Damn it. If I answer wrong, I'll be a genin for the rest of my life. Absolutely not. But if I choose not to answer here, I don't want Sasuke and Sakura to be implicated and eliminated. Sakura thought to herself, I won't raise my hand. Even if I choose to answer the question, I am confident that I can answer it correctly. But, Naruto, you are different. Even if you ignore us, you should just choose not to answer here and come back next time. At this time, someone finally couldn't bear the pressure and raised his hand. Number 50 is eliminated. Number 130 and number 111 were implicated and eliminated at the same time. The person who raised his hand looked guilty and apologized to his two opponents after someone took the lead. Many people in the classroom raised their hands. Sakura saw candidates walking out of the classroom one after another and looked at Naruto's back. Naruto, why don't you raise your hand, that rascal? Sakura recalled what Naruto once said about becoming Hokage and gaining people's recognition. Sakura looked at Naruto's back and seemed to have made up her mind. You always talk like an idiot about becoming Hokage or something. I'm sorry, Naruto, I don't want to completely shatter your impossible dream. Since Naruto doesn't want to implicate them, then for Naruto's dream, she should raise her hand. Sakura had just raised her hand to her forehead when she saw Naruto raising his own hand tremblingly. Hinata, Sakura and Sasuke were all stunned when they saw this scene. It's not just them, there are also Madara, Hoshirama, Tobirama, the 4th generation and his wife, and everyone in the ninja world. Even, there are Haku and Zabuza. They all couldn't believe that this was the choice Naruto would make. Naruto couldn't bear this kind of pressure, so he gave up. Humph. If you are defeated by such a small matter, how can you become a strong man in the future? Chunin and Jinan are just titles. I believe in Naruto. He won't give up. Naruto is still young. He needs to experience more things to grow up. Real Iron screen. Naruto slammed his hand down on the table. Don't underestimate me. I won't run away from the battlefield. I want to participate. Even if I can only be a genin for the rest of my life, I will become Hokage with just one breath. Come on, I'm not afraid of you. After that, Naruto crossed his arms over his chest and sat down again. Ninja world. Someone had a smile on his face. Sure enough, this is the Naruto I remember. What's so great about being a genin? Aren't Sasuke, Maruboshi Kasuke, and Madara all genin? So Sasuke has been a genin his entire life because he was dragged down by Naruto every time he took the Chunin exam? Until the end, Sasuke couldn't stand it anymore, and angrily cut off his relationship with Naruto, and became his enemy for the title of Chunin. The person next to him thought he had heard wrongly and asked with a strange look on his face, Sasuke cut off what? On screen Sasuke closed his eyes and thought to himself, that guy, didn't he think about us at all? He's quite stubborn. Sakura's lips curled up. Yes, you are such a big fool, Marino Ibuki said in a deep voice. I'll ask again. This is a choice that will cost you your life. If you want to give up, do it now. Chapter 147. Why is the tongue so long? Naruto said with a firm face, I must carry out what I said. This is my ninja way. All the examinees were infected by Naruto's words. The candidate who had stood up sat down again. Ibuki Marino scanned a group of candidates. HMPH. Funny little devil. Their anxiety was instantly dispelled. 78? That's more than I thought. If we keep going, it will be the same. Your determination is great. Then, for everyone who stays here, I judge you to have passed the first exam. At this point, a smile appeared on Marino Ibuki's face. Naruto loosened his grip and slammed his pencil onto the blank test paper. Sakura asked, wait a minute, what's going on? I suddenly passed. What was the question for question 10? Marino Ibuki grinned and said, there was no such thing from the beginning. If I were to say it, the two-choice question just now was the 10th question. Ninja world, so that's it. I understand now. Question 10 is the real purpose of the first exam. Choosing to accept or not will make the candidates suffer. Only those with a strong heart will have the opportunity to become a chunin in the end. This is a necessary condition for a ninja team leader. Konoha put a lot of effort into the chunin exam. Other ninja villages should learn from this. Wouldn't it be irresponsible to the shinin of their own ninja village to allow someone who is not strong enough to be a chunin? The first exam is finally over. I want to watch the battle. This time, Kaguya experienced the joy of learning. Even just watching the fights between ordinary ninjas could make her feel as if something had suddenly dawned on her on screen. Second exam. Outside the Death Forest, Sakura looked scared. I always feel that this place is creepy. Hongdao smiled and said, this place is called the Forest of Death. You will soon be able to experience it for yourself. Naruto imitated Red Bean, put his hands on his hips, and twisted his buttocks in a funny way. This place is called the Death Forest, and you can experience it yourself soon. After that, he stood up straight, pointed at Hongdao and said loudly, no matter how you scare me, I'm fine. I'm not afraid at all. Hongdao smiled and curved her eyes. Really? You look so energetic. Then, a kunai appeared in her hand and she threw it at Naruto. The kunai flew past Naruto's cheek. The next moment, her figure appeared behind Naruto. Children like you are usually the first to die. Anko reached out and stroked Naruto's cheek. The fingers of his other hand scraped the blood flowing from Naruto's face. Naruto was so frightened that he dared not move. Just then, a figure appeared behind Hongdao. The man rolled a kunai with his tongue and held it out to Anko. Naruto's eyes turned white with fear. I return the kunai to you. Hongdao smiled and said, thank you for your trouble. Then, although Hongdao was smiling, her tone was somewhat cold. But, don't stand behind me with murderous intent. If you don't want to die early, Ninja World. Oh my god. Is this a human tongue? Why is it so long? This guy's face looks fake, too scary. Is the second exam going to be a ghost story? This guy doesn't look like a Jinan. On screen Naruto looked at the man's back curiously. Why is that guy's tongue so long? Thinking of this, he imitated that guy and stuck out his tongue. This scene made many people laugh. Haha, I really like Naruto's lively personality. He's so cute. Having a teammate like Naruto would make you very happy on weekdays. I have a feeling that Team 7 will encounter that guy with a long tongue. I don't know why, but this is my intuition. On screen next scene Sakura whispered, I always feel a little nervous. No, it's nothing, Sakura. After saying this in a panic, Naruto turned around and ran backwards. I need to pee. I need to go pee. He ran to the tree behind him and pulled his pants down. Sakura rushed over and punched Naruto in the back of the head. You idiot. What are you doing in front of a lady? Go to the bush. A moment later Naruto walked out from the bushes. Wow. What a big pee. It feels much better now. At this moment, Sasuke suddenly kicked Naruto away. This inexplicable behavior surprised Sakura and many people in the ninja world were also stunned. Masuke? Indra, is that you? Did you suddenly take over Sasuke's body? What is Sasuke doing? Why is he suddenly attacking Naruto? Could it be that there's something wrong with this Naruto? Is it the enemy's transformation jutsu? In the ninja world, only a small number of people realized what was going on, and these people are all relatively experienced ninjas. On screen Naruto's body hit a tree. Sakura said urgently, Sasuke, no matter what, you don't have to hit anyone, right? Sasuke ignored Sakura and continued his attack on Naruto. After being kicked out again, Naruto stood up and asked, what are you doing? Suddenly, Sasuke said calmly, you ask me what I do? This is what I want to say. After saying that, he rushed towards Naruto again. After a few moves, the two separated. Sakura rushed forward. Sasuke, please, stop. Sasuke clenched his kunai and said to her, take a good look at that guy. Tell me, where is the real Naruto? Naruto asked in confusion, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Sasuke frowned and said coldly, where's the wound on your face? I ask you, where's the wound that the examiner just made? Also, your ninja tool bag is tied to your left leg, and that guy is right-handed. Ninja World, so that's the reason. Hissed Sasuke's observation ability. Who would have the time to notice the wound on Naruto's face and the ninja tool bag tied to his leg? Only Sasuke attacked Naruto as soon as he showed up. No wonder he is the savior. Even if we don't talk about strength and talent, the gap between us and him in terms of observation alone is huge. Sasuke really deserves to be liked by those little girls. He's so outstanding. Is there a possibility that Sasuke only cares enough about Naruto? By the way, is the real Naruto okay? On screen Sasuke taunted, your transformation skills are worse than Naruto's. You fake. With a bang, smoke rose. Naruto turned into a test taker wearing a mask. It's really unlucky. Now that I've been exposed, there's nothing I can do. Who is the one with the scroll? Sakura pulled out her kunai and looked at him warily. The masked candidate said, hand it over immediately, and I will spare your lives. Seeing that the two did not speak, the masked candidate said, really? Then I will just use my strength to rob it. After saying that, he rushed towards the two of them. After a brief fight, the masked candidate was seriously injured by Sasuke and had to flee. Just as Sasuke was about to chase him, he found Naruto tied up. Sasuke had no choice but to give up the pursuit. Really? That super idiot. Chapter 148 Password. Next scene, the three of them sat together. Sasuke said, if the three of us are separated, even our companions cannot be trusted. Like just now, the enemy may transform and approach us. Sakura asked, what should we do then? Let's decide on a secret code. Sasuke said solemnly, listen carefully, as long as the code is wrong, no matter what your posture is, you will be regarded as an enemy. I will only say this once, so listen carefully. When asked about the ninja song Ninja Machine, the answer should be this: when a large number of enemies are in turmoil, it is a good opportunity to lurk. There is no place to hide in a quiet place. The most important thing for a ninja is to grasp the opportunity, which is when the enemy is tired and relaxed. That's it. Sakura. Okay, Naruto, can you say it again? Sasuke was speechless. Didn't I say it only once? Naruto said stubbornly. I also memorized it well. I just wanted to hear it again just to be on the safe side. Screen turn. Next scene, Sakura and Sasuke reunited. Sasuke raised his kunai. Don't come near. Let's exchange the secret code first. Ninja song Ninja Machine. Sakura answered fluently. Okay. Sasuke dropped the kunai. At this time, Naruto's voice came. It hurts. Hey. Everyone. Are you okay? Sakura held out her hand to let Naruto stop, and said, Naruto, wait a moment. Code word. Naruto answered fluently. Sakura breathed a sigh of relief. Sasuke didn't think twice and just threw a kunai at him. Ninja world, I know that. Naruto can't memorize such a long code. Ha ha ha. If the pretender knew Naruto well enough, he wouldn't have recited it so completely. I doubt that Naruto can memorize the incomplete version. Sakura is a theoretical genius, so it's not surprising that she can remember such a long code in one go, but it would be strange for Naruto to do this. Ha ha ha. It can be seen that Naruto's impression of a fool has been deeply rooted in people's minds. Pure Land Kushina looked distressed. It seems that Naruto was ambushed again. I don't know if you are injured. Rain Country. Naruto looked angry. What does this mean, Sasuke? My future self already revealed the code. Why is he throwing kunai at me? Sealed space. The Nine-Tails spoke in a tone that seemed to be defending Naruto. That's right. That brat is deliberately targeting you because he is the reincarnation of Indra. When you see him next time, you must beat him up. If you can't beat him, I will lend you my power temporarily. Konan looked at Naruto with a weird expression. This guy really has no idea of himself. Naruto, did you write down the code that Sasuke and Sakura said on the screen just now? Naruto paused, then he scratched his head. When the big-ass enemy stirs, Kyuubi. If Kurima's guess was correct, Naruto would not remember the next sentence. Zayanin. She didn't expect that even though he recited it wrong, Naruto could actually remember one sentence. Nagato, what should he use to teach Naruto like this? On screen, Sakura asked. Sasuke, did Naruto tell you the secret code? Speaking out is problematic. Do you think that guy can remember such a long code? If you ask what the code is, what does that guy usually say? Sakura recalled, muttering, sorry, I forgot. Sasuke continued, and the way he avoided my attack was obviously different from Naruto's. It's about time you show your true colors, you fake one. The cuteness on Naruto's face disappeared. After giving a wicked smile, he stuck out his tongue and licked the corner of his mouth. Ninja world, I don't know why, but I feel like this guy is inexplicably handsome when he uses Naruto's face to make this kind of villain expression. I have the same feeling. If Naruto falls into darkness. Never mind. If Naruto falls into darkness, the ninja world will be over. On screen, Naruto changed back to his original form with a bang. It was the candidate with a long tongue whom we met outside the Death Forest. Since you knew he would forget, why didn't you choose a shorter code? Sasuke raised his lips. Because I know you were hiding underground and eavesdropped on our conversation. That's why I used that code. Orochimaru took off the straw hat on his head. I see. You don't get tired, and you don't get careless. This is more fun than I thought, Ninja Worldo. Even though this guy looks scary, I'm putting my words here. Here comes another delivery man. No surprises, with Sasuke's ability, he can rank in the top 3 in this exam, right? Gaara is undoubtedly number 1. This long-tongued guy is definitely no match for Sasuke. On screen Sakura's face was covered in sweat. This guy is really disgusting, isn't he? So, where's Naruto now? The other side. Naruto looked up at the giant snake in front of him and exclaimed, "It's so big. This is the first time I've seen such a big snake." Next moment the snake suddenly attacked him. There was a boom and smoke and dust flew everywhere. Naruto's body slid several meters away before he could react. His body was rolled up by the snake's tail. Then, the snake swallowed Naruto in one gulp. Ninja World, Naruto. Naruto was swallowed by a snake. Which candidate summoning beast is this? This is so unfair. Not to mention that Naruto has never seen such a big snake. I have never seen one in all my years of life. If it were a normal ninja, he would have died long ago, but I know Naruto won't die. Could it be that this snake is also a gentle fellow like Shiro, eh? Was Naruto expelled by the snake? Snakes may have a strong digestive ability. By the time the feces are excreted, Naruto will have become snake feces. Fire Nation Muai Village Hokage Building. Sarutobi Hiruzen said solemnly, "It seems that what Sasuke and Sakura encountered was definitely Orochimaru. Although it has changed its appearance, a snake of this size can only be Orochimaru's summoning beast. What is that guy's purpose in coming to the Chunin exams? Is it possible?" Sarutobi Hiruzen thought of a possibility and was shocked. An idea suddenly flashed through Shikaku's mind, and he blurted out, "Sharingan." On screen Sasuke and Sakura looked horrified from their perspective. It seemed as if two kunai had pierced into their brows. Blood spurted out, and the two men looked at the blood splashing from their bodies, their pupils trembling constantly back to reality. They both stumbled at the same time. Then, they all collapsed to the ground. Sakura was so frightened that she dared not move. Sasuke just stood up. But because his legs were too weak, he fell back down. Illusion? No. No. This is just pure murderous intent. What is this? Just looking into his eyes, I thought of death. Who is this guy? Sasuke's face was covered in sweat. He turned his head. Sakura? When Sasuke saw Sakura's appearance, his pupils shrank. Chapter 149. I forgot. Sakura was seen trembling all over, tears streaming down her cheeks. He looked as if he had been frightened. Silly. No. We have no choice but to run away. If we don't do this, death will be waiting for us. Ninja World. Just the murderous aura is so terrifying. How many people has this guy killed? Are there still such people in the ninja world? They were confident in front of Zabuza and Sasuke, but when facing this guy, they couldn't even think of resisting. Who is this person? There's no way he can be a Jonin. Even an ordinary Jonin can't be his match, right? Team 7 is in a desperate situation. Naruto has been swallowed by the snake. Sasuke and Sakura can't escape even if they want to. The difference in strength is too great. This scary guy seems to be targeting Team 7. Such a powerful guy sneaked into Konoha and took part in the Chunin exam as a candidate. He must have other purposes. On screen in the belly of the big snake Naruto struggled violently, but to no avail. Just then, the rice ball in his pocket fell out in an instant. It was melted by the mucus in the snake's stomach. Naruto looked desperate. Will I be digested like a rice ball? No. Let me out. Let me out. At this moment, he thought of many people. Iruka, the third Hokage, Konohamaru, and Team 7 Ninja World. Naruto, he's not really dead, is he? How can he get out in this situation? He can only wait to be melted by the slime. Naruto will definitely find a way. Even though he's a little dumb, his combat IQ is actually very high. Don't forget that Naruto is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. If he loses control, even if the snake is a summoning beast, it will not be Naruto's opponent. Was it the Nine-Tails who saved Naruto in the end? On screen Orochimaru looked at the two people lying on the ground not far away and said, "Can't you move anymore?" Sasuke gritted his teeth. Move. 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 He pulled out the kunai with shaking hands. Just move. Move. Sasuke stood up shakily when Orochimaru saw this. He asked, "What are you going to do?" Sasuke stared at Orochimaru. "I can't move." Orochimaru pulled out two kunai and walked towards Sasuke. "Don't worry, it will be over in a moment, and you won't even have time to feel the pain." Orochimaru stopped and made a motion to prepare for a throw. "I wanted you to play with me a little longer. What a pity." As soon as he finished speaking, he threw out two kunai. The next moment, Sasuke stabbed the kunai in his hand into his thigh and forced himself to calm down. Then, he quickly fled back with Sakura. The other city. A dull shout came from the snake's stomach. Shadow clone technique. I saw the big snake's belly bulging up little by little, and finally exploded with a bang. Ninja World. Is Sasuke using pain to eliminate the fear in his heart? Sasuke is really a genius. He can think of such a method. Naruto used his shadow clones to burst the stomach of Orochi. Naruto can always use shadow clones and transformation techniques to his advantage. Their fear of Sasuke was understandable. They could feel the terror of Orochimaru through the screen, not to mention that Sasuke was just a Jonin who had just graduated from the ninja school when facing Orochimaru on screen other side. The two hid behind a large tree, and Sasuke pulled out the kunai from his leg. Sakura asked worriedly, "Sasuke, are you okay?" Sasuke quickly covered Sakura's mouth and looked behind him with a look of fear. "We have to run. He will find us soon. How can we escape? How can we escape?" At this moment, a huge shadow enveloped the two of them. Seeing that Sasuke was still distracted and hadn't noticed, Sakura quickly moved his hand away and warned, "Sasuke. Snake." Sasuke quickly jumped out of the way, avoiding the snake's attack. "I was so shaken that I didn't even notice the snake." The big snake was very fast. After missing the first attack, it quickly bit Sasuke in mid-air. Sasuke looked at the ferocious mouth of the snake and seemed to see Orochimaru's face again. "Ah! Don't come over here." Sasuke quickly threw out several shurikens. The snake was hit by the shuriken and fell down. Sasuke landed on the tree and his pupils contracted as he looked at the corpse of the snake. A piece of skin was torn off the snake's body, and Orochimaru crawled out of the snake's body. You can't be distracted even for a moment. The so-called prey must always remain highly tense and run around everywhere. At this point, Orochimaru raised his head and stared at Sasuke, especially in front of a predator. After saying that, his body suddenly stretched out and rushed towards Sasuke. Just then, several shurikens and kunai hit the tree in front of Orochimaru. Orochimaru's body stopped extending further. "Sorry, Sasuke." The three of them looked up at the source of the sound. Naruto was standing on the branch of a big tree with his arms crossed over his chest. Sakura exclaimed in surprise, "Naruto?" Naruto's mouth curled up. "Secret code. I forgot." "Ninja World!" someone exclaimed. "Wow, Naruto's rescue is so cool. Naruto is so handsome every time he saves the situation." It feels similar to the scene where Sakura yells for Naruto in the ruins, and then Naruto appears stepping on a toad, although it can't compare to the scene in the future where he kicked the black ball away. I admit that this scene is Naruto's second most handsome rescue. He's a bit handsome, but I always feel that if Naruto comes, he will get beaten up too. This time, it's Sasuke's turn to grow up, right? After this experience, Sasuke won't be so scared when facing this kind of situation in the future. Just like Naruto was scared by the demon brothers before and dared not move, Uchiha clan land. Sasuke pouted. He also admitted that Naruto in the scene was indeed quite handsome, but that was built on his backdrop. Sasuke twitched a corner of his mouth and then clenched his teeth. "Damn it. I must work hard to become stronger. I will never let Naruto steal my thunder again." On screen, Naruto stared at Orochimaru. "This guy looks like a snake no matter how you look at him, so this guy is the one who did it." Sasuke felt heavy. Even if that guy comes, the situation won't improve. What to do? Naruto in the tree shouted to Orochimaru, "Ah, my. You look like you're bullying the weak. Now that I, Uzumaki Naruto-sama, am here, I will teach you a lesson." Sasuke opened his mouth. "Oh no. If this continues, all three of us will be killed." Sasuke gritted his teeth. "No. This is the only solution." Sasuke shouted. "Wait a minute." The three people in the field looked at him. Sasuke took out the scroll of heaven from his ninja tool bag and said to Orochimaru, "As for the scroll, I'll give it to you. Please, take this and go." Upon hearing this, Sakura and Naruto were stunned as if he couldn't believe that these were the words Sasuke would say. Naruto asked loudly, "Hey, give the scroll to the enemy. What do you want to do?" Chapter 150 Coward. Sasuke shouted loudly, "Shut up." Orochimaru slowly stood up and said, "I see. That's a good idea. All the prey can expect from the predator is to hand over other prey so that the predator will let it go." Sasuke threw the scroll in his hand. "Please accept it." With a swish, Naruto dodged and snatched the scroll. Then he used his legs to gain momentum and came to Sasuke's side. Sasuke yelled at him, "Asshole. Stop doing unnecessary things. Do you understand what is going on now?" Naruto punched Sasuke in the face. Sasuke asked, "Asshole. What are you doing all of a sudden?" Naruto's chest rose and fell violently. "I just forgot the code, so I can't confirm it." "Are you a fake Sasuke, you big idiot?" "I am real." Naruto panted, lowered his head and said, "Liar, this cowardly idiot. This is definitely not the Sasuke I know. I don't know how strong this guy is. How can we be guaranteed that he will let us go if we hand over the scroll? It's you who's so frightened that you can't figure out the situation." Ninja World. Naruto is right. Even if we give the scroll to that guy, he may not let it go, no matter what Naruto says. The Sasuke in his mind should be the #1 genius in the school, not a coward who is scared of the strong. That's why Naruto is disappointed in Sasuke like this, but Naruto's character is still too reckless. He didn't even know the guy's strength, but he insisted on fighting him. He should understand that Sasuke's strength is not weaker than his. Even Sasuke was scared like that. How good would it be if they fought together? He never thought that his decision would kill Team 7. Jiraiya looked heartbroken. Orochimaru, you have fallen. You actually bully students who just graduated from the ninja school. Muai Village Minaga Shrine Fugaku sighed. Although saving one's life was indeed more important in this situation, he was still somewhat disappointed in Sasuke. However, he quickly suppressed the disappointment in his heart. The guy on the screen, if he guessed correctly, should be Orochimaru, right? Not everyone has the courage to resist when facing the three ninjas. What's more, he is a kid who just graduated from ninja school. On screen Orochimaru licked his lips and smiled. Naruto, your answer is correct. Sakura and Sasuke's pupils shrank when they heard his words. Orochimaru continued, as for the scrolls and such, I can just kill you and take them back. Naruto pulled out a kunai and rushed towards Orochimaru. You must be joking, Sasuke yelled. Stop. Run, Naruto. Naruto's eyes immediately was wrong about you, Sasuke. Orochimaru forms a seal. The art of spiritual communication. Naruto was directly knocked away by the snake's tail, and his body hit a tree hard. Sasuke's pupils shrank as he watched Naruto cough up a mouthful of blood just when the snake was about to eat Naruto. Naruto slowly opened his vertical pupils. Damn it. Look at me. Naruto kicked the snake in the head. Orochimaru couldn't help but be stunned for a moment. This little devil, could it be? Naruto flashed in front of the snake head and raised his fist to smash it hard. Sakura looked dazed. Naruto went berserk? But, why is that Naruto so strong? Sasuke was shocked and said, is that Naruto? Orochimaru blew out a ball of fire and knocked Naruto away. Orochimaru turned to look at Sasuke. Next, Sasuke. It's your turn. What will you do? With that said, the snake attacked Sasuke. Sasuke watched the big snake getting closer and closer, but he didn't dare to move. Just as the snake was about to hit Sasuke, Naruto used his back to hold the snake's head. The kunai in his two hands also pierced the snake's head. Naruto lowered his head, panting heavily, and suddenly asked, are you not hurt? After saying this, he raised his head and looked at Sasuke in front of him. Coward. Sasuke was shocked. Naruto, Ninja World, isn't this what Sasuke said to Naruto when they met the Ghost Brothers before? Ha ha ha, this is truly the wheel of fate. Naruto has called you a coward again. Naruto now looks a little bit handsome for some reason. They may be handsome, but their situation is not good now. On screen next scene Orochimaru rolled Naruto up with his tongue. Naruto struggled and shouted, let me go. Snake Demon. Orochimaru rolled Naruto in front of him and used the 5 elements seal to seal Naruto's leak 9 tails chakra. He took the scroll of heaven out of Naruto's ninja tool bag, then flicked his tongue and threw Naruto away. Sakura took out a kunai and threw it at Naruto, nailing Naruto's clothes to the tree and preventing the unconscious Naruto from falling further. After Naruto fainted, Sakura's words finally made Sasuke wake up. Naruto is indeed different from Sasuke. Although he is clumsy and in the way, at least he is not a coward. Right. That's right. It turns out that Sakura, who had always admired him, began to be disappointed with him. In Sakura and Naruto's minds, he shouldn't be like this. Sasuke closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, his eyes were full of determination this time. Sasuke, who regained his courage, rushed towards Orochimaru first. After a few physical exchanges, Sasuke was knocked to the ground just as Orochimaru said he was going to kill Sasuke. Flames appeared behind him at some point. Sasuke had already stuck several explosive tags on his back. With a loud bang, an explosion sounded, and Sasuke jumped into the air and threw several shurikens tied with steel wire at Orochimaru. Sasuke used the inside of his sharingan and throwing skills to tie up Orochimaru tightly. Sasuke pulled the steel wire in his hand hard, and Orochimaru was tied up tightly with the steel wire. Then, he formed seals with his hands. Fire style, dragon fire technique. Boom. Ninja World. Sasuke is pretty strong when he's serious. There are so many details in this battle. This shuriken throwing technique is truly worthy of an Uchiha. The battle between geniuses and strong men is indeed a pleasure to watch. This snake demon screams so miserably, it must have been defeated, right? Snake demon. Wait. This man's face is burned, revealing part of his true appearance. Who is he? Snake. This guy. Could this guy be one of Konoha's 3 ninjas? Cold Lord Orochimaru. On screen Orochimaru broke free from the wire and formed seals with his hands. Sasuke's body tensed up and Sakura collapsed to the ground. Can't move? You are so young and can use the Sharingan so skillfully. You are worthy of being the heir of the Uchiha name." At this point, Orochimaru returned to his original voice. "You two are indeed brothers. There is a power in your eyes that is stronger than Itachi's." When Sasuke heard Itachi's name, he shouted, "Who are you?" "My name is Orochimaru. If you still want to see me, you should try your best to stand out on this Chunin exam." End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.